Well, don't worry.
Okay.
So I believe him if he says he's not there.
Am I playing the part of Barry today?
No, but I'm not moving it because it'll be fixed next time he comes back. He's just not feeling it today. That's fine. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome to another wonderful week of Dungeons and Dungeons. Last week, almost everyone died, but thankfully, through the allies you have made and the friendships you formed over this very long campaign, we are now hitting episode 110 of our campaigns, or session 110. They came and bailed you out. They didn't let you get murdered for good. Two of you did die, Ralia and Tullius, but you were revived, which is terrific news. You even came out on top at the end of the day as well, which is really exciting. You end up getting the Orb of Elemental Harmony water off Rio, and the death of Vice came at the hands of all of you, to some degree, contributed to weakening him quite a bit, and then good old Mansoon came in and mopped it up, nearly eliminating all of his enemies in one fell swoop, but he didn't, because he's got an agenda.
We were so gracious to give him the madness peeps. He decided to do us a favor by not murdering us.
Yeah.
At least that was the outward motivation. Continuing on, you guys teleported back for a rest where Eri Ulazal comforted him as he's going through a bit of a depression for nearly killing all of his friends and his newfound family, and he wants to take a few days off of adventures. He's letting you guys go scout ahead if you so choose, or hang about, whatever you want to do. He just needs some alone time, get some downtime, and then recover from his exhaustion. I believe he got too at some point, which was hilarious. Yes, Tullius.
I'd like to mention that I have not spoken to Ari since the events that have transpired.
Gotcha.
That is a conscious decision.
Okay. I like
Spicy.
it.
Spicy
You hear that?
character drama.
Knock one up for the drama.
Let's go, dude.
Who needs ships
Yes.
when you got end friendships? I have new best friend, an ice star.
The one
Yeah.
true enemy.
All
I
right.
have this book now too.
Yes. Oh, and I didn't write anything up for that, but I do know what's in it.
That's
So
okay.
that's good news.
It's only my holy religious text. It's
It
not
is.
really important.
Yes.
It's fine.
Nah, definitely don't want to misinterpret any of those. Maybe
Oh,
take
I
one
have
the
been
wrong
for
way.
years.
You should
It's
definitely try and
interpreting
translate it
this.
into the modern tongue.
Nope. I'm good.
I'm gonna pick and choose the parts I really like.
Yep. That's exactly what
I
I'm
don't like
gonna
the
do.
way that this one's phrased. I'm just going to change it up a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it seems a bit dated. Ugh.
Ooh, this one didn't age well.
Ooh.
Raleigh is like, the copy that my tower took, it has an extra page. What did you do with this one?
Yeah, your tower's magic must be flawed. Clearly.
Yes, I will rip it out. Rips it out. It comes back. I don't know.
You see, I just
Just
piles
keeps-
of fire slowly building. So what would you guys like to do? The Chosen are in the castle or in the tower. You're on your leisure time back inside, I believe it's Jinzhou, your home. It is, I believe, 2 months away from the next centennial, so you guys have time for that. You now have the Codicil White and the poem in which that opens Frostborn doors at your disposal.
Do
Hello.
we still have a gate stone? Just out of curiosity, the thing that we used to jump Ralia back in?
Oh man, where did that end up?
I'm just thinking.
When did you do that?
Because that was when Ralia was away from the party for a prolonged period of time.
Right.
So I'm just thinking if we still have that, we could use that for Eri.
You guys have it? Do you have it in your inventory? Does anybody have it?
I don't know. Let me see.
I don't.
Certain.
It's not
Might
there.
be under my notes.
Might be. And it's not a gate. It's not the gate spell. It was a
That's just what it was called.
Yeah, it's a spell where it goes to where the other one is. The other stone is.
Well, I don't have it, so probably not.
I don't have anything like that.
Okay, that's fine. He's smart enough. He can figure out where we're going.
Maybe
He can get what's his name?
We might have them as a collectively as a group, but nobody has it written down.
Yeah, I'll be nice in the sense just for convenience that you leave one behind, that you had one or it was given to you.
All right, so
if you already had one, then you found it laying around the castle.
So for right now, who wants to hold on to it and put it in their inventory?
Yes.
So we can keep track of it.
Yes, please.
I will put it into my inventory.
So Ari has it, and Ulazal has it.
Yeah. Arwen comes around the corner being like, look at this! What? We are cleaning, found this. That's definitely yours. I'm gonna go back to my guard shit. As he walks out of the room.
Bye. Hope you find your dad.
Very confused Arwen walking out.
Got him.
Got the gate stone, so Ari can join us whenever he sees fit. So we can go on with our mission if we so choose.
Yes, the wall
Let's go melt that wall.
of ice.
I'm ready.
It'll be a spicy adventure.
I just thought about one of the dumbest fucking things that could be behind that wall. And this isn't behind the wall, so I'm telling you.
More ice.
No, dumber. George R. R. Martin. Just like a
God.
caricature George R. R. Martin. Be like, hi there, welcome to Beyond the Wall. What's your name?
Oh my God.
George! This is too on the,
Oh my God.
little on the nose read. Martin! Okay, now it's offensive. Now I feel like you're insulting me in the game we're playing. What else is here? You be careful in the snow. Why? Is there White Walkers? No! I got some puzzles here. Does it have anything to do with the six books he's written? My name's RR now, and we're changing up what we were doing. It's not better, Reed.
Oh, so you're subverting our expectations now.
Throwing
Right.
out the window.
Right. Yeah, that turned out real well. Thank you.
Sorry, I had to.
Oh, hey, Dio. Whoa.
Ooh.
Nah, we'll get you anywhere. I just had to throw that out there. Okay, so Raleigh.
It's casual, just.
Raleigh, you can use your teleport. You can burn your spell to get out in front of the wall, which you are near.
Did we get a long rest?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank God.
Yeah, definitely.
I made
Yes,
sure to
the
say
next
that
day.
last time.
Yeah, at the end of
it.
the session, we said we're taking a nap.
Yep,
We're going
Did we level up for not dying?
No.
He said he was going to, but we got our asses handed.
You said as
We
both
really
of us died.
Maybe if we do really well this session, we'll get a level up.
Nope. Never gonna happen.
You'll get a
Maybe.
level up at some point.
Nope.
Especially since 9th level spells are 17th level, so I still have a level I can just throw out there without worry, without a care. Like,
Yeah.
who the fuck cares? It's the 17th one. I gotta be like, all right, wait a minute. Literally every encounter is very different now.
Yep. What kind of adventure are we expecting to have? What kind of planning should I do here?
Prepare for ice.
Fair for ice. Okay.
Yeah.
Done.
Yes, eh?
I'll keep that in mind.
Raleigh just wants to go up to Pinna before we
Yeah,
leave.
hell yeah.
And say, Pinna, how are your studies going?
She's like a little jump at first. Oh, as she hears you in there, perks up, looks over to you, and then also she's just like, they're going, oh, what's this? What is that? Looks awesome. Is it new? Magical?
That's beautiful, right?
Yes! Look, it frames your face so well. That is, you have taste for days.
Well, I didn't choose it, but it chose me. Let's say that. I give you a pair of goggles to study
Yes.
the spell, the enchantment on. How has that gone?
Relatively good. Remind your DM which spell.
It's identify.
No, that, but like, what was she identifying?
Oh, well, she's just trying to learn the enchantment on it. Like, try
Gotcha.
to. try to study the way that it's enchanted and like understand the spell.
Sure. Jog my memory. It's going actually really well with a couple natural 20s. That's going really well right now.
Let's go, dude.
It seems like it's not too far off a lot of the teachings I was like. I first was self-teaching and what my mother sort of pushed down to me. So this is actually really interesting. It's like a whole nother field of magic that I didn't even know was possible and that I could even be good at. But it's definitely going well.
It is very good to hear. There is a man from Waterdeep who I may recruit to come up here and work with you on these enchantments, if you would so desire to expand on that field.
Certainly, terrific. Sounds great. Any help is warranted, especially anybody you think is great. Easily, I'd love to see him. Love to work with him.
If there are any questions or little quirks that I could perhaps help you work out, I could do that in a few minutes, if you want.
Yeah, absolutely.
I am not well versed in enchantment magic, but I could give it a shot.
Please. So you can aid her with some just basic understandings and little questions here that she had. Give me an Arcana check at disadvantage, which won't be a problem.
Yeah, it's not an issue anymore.
But it's an enchantment, so you're not good at that shit, so that's why it's a disadvantage.
Well, it's a 27, but it's very low still. I mean,
so as you're like looking at it and you're listening, you can just feel like the blood rushing through your veins and through your head, and you're like a little lightheaded at first, and it's like, oh, is this dizzying? But it's not so much. It's like you start seeing like the runes and the lines of the enchantments, and like the information is free flowing to you, and it's like, oh, I never thought about it like that. You can feel from the crown how it's like connecting synapses in your brains to conclusions you might not would have otherwise. A little bit so more centered. So that is of note and very helpful to Pinna. And I will make a note of that. You can tell Pinna's making great progress. She is retaining a lot of the learning, and probably with more time study, since you guys were gone a few months and so on, give it maybe to the end of the year, and she might be able to start doing some basic level enchanting.
And I'll give her the spider staff for now to look at, just to give her a little bit of a diverse magic item option.
Oh, whoa! Oh, that's so cool. Wow, yes, I am. You want me to look at this?
Yes, very much. Be careful with it. It is adamantine, so I don't imagine you will break it. But, expensive things, so be careful.
Absolutely. She goes to put it on the table, doesn't leave her hands. Absolutely. Slowly, scrapes her hands off the side of the table and stands there. This is going to be really interesting and fascinating. That is cool. I don't understand it, but I will try. I will certainly try.
I wish you luck. If you need any help, again, do not be afraid to reach out.
Absolutely.
And I will see if I can get him to help. I don't know if he wanted to move or not. I know that his shop was turning in the downtrend, so we will see.
Wonderful. That's terrific news. Thank you so much, Raleigh. It's always a pleasure to see you.
And a pleasure to see you as well.
She's fucking excited with more magic items.
And I will
Give me
go
cool shit, yeah.
to everybody else.
You will what to everybody else? I'm sorry?
Go over to everybody else. Leave my tower and go to the temple.
Sure.
Ooh, how are the temple renovations going?
Fantastic. They've been going really darn well. It's completely insulated. It's been so much time. It's almost completely finished. It's now just little polishing touches. It looks stunning, and it's got that those long beams that come up towards a dome shape on it, but it's all wooden at the top. But those long, it's like that fresh oak, and it's got that beautiful like polyurethane shine to it all the way through. Comes down in here, and then in each section you can have little areas for different deities. The tier one's very well propped up, and there's all sorts of gold etchings, especially from when you prayed near it. And you actually see your friend. Let me just get my notes up here.
Taryn?
Taryn.
Yeah.
Is sitting by, chilling out in his suit and just looking at the tier statue. He looks over and he's like, "Well, hello. How you doing?"
Fate has found us another day, and we have more to do, so pretty well, I would say.
It's exciting. You find a way through that wall?
I believe we did. That's what we're heading to find.
Oh,
What lies behind.
well, should I tag along?
If you want to. But you do seem pretty comfortable here, where it's warmer. It's up to you. If you would like to come, you can.
I think I would. As you remember, I had some visions from Tyr that I had to accompany you through that wall. So might as well do it now if you guys have way through.
Absolutely.
He hops down and waddles on over. His clothes cleaned and pressed. He looks good. He's got one of those like paperboy hats on too as he walks over. He has little places for his tools to hang.
It's gonna be very cold, so just make sure you bring a coat.
He goes over and you see him bring up this big fucking furry thing. It's got the fur on the side too, and he zips that stuff up and he's like, "You let me know when you're ready to go, and then I'll come with your group and we can do your magic. And otherwise, I'll let you be."
How have you been? I understand the last time we met, you were kind of just exploring your new purpose.
Well, it has been interesting to say the least. You've shown me great kindness and gave me more time to reflect on where I stand in life and why Tyr might be giving me of second chances. Your story is quite similar and quite inspiring. So, why not? What do I have to lose?
It's a good way to look at it. Why not just take advantage of the life that we have?
Exactly. Death is coming, and when it comes, then we'll deal with what's next.
Absolutely. Alright, I'm gonna go round everybody up and then we'll take off.
Okay, sounds good. As he reaches up on a table where some like pastries are, he just takes that shit, shoves some in his mouth, and looks around for other stuff. Just scrounging about.
You got coffee hour at the Temple of Tyr. What do you got?
we got dead people here at the. Yeah, we got
Poisons and blood. I mean, what do you want?
Yeah, what? Would you like
All right.
rabbit foot? How about horsebane?
What even?
Exactly.
Not know, so that's surprising. You should know that as a healer of sorts.
Oh, of course, I know.
Hulazol knows. That gets just uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What do you guys? It's better if I lean back. It actually is. What are you guys up for?
I'm ready to go. I'm assuming we're going to teleport over, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So he's
Sorry,
just bumming on your couch right now, sitting by the fireplace while everybody's off doing their own things. Unless Mazna was keeping him company.
I wanted to speak to the group
Sure.
before we left.
Yeah, everyone's
I
together
wanted
now.
to do,
Oh, yes.
and this would probably be before,
Sure. Please.
since I sleep less.
Yes.
I'd like to study my codicil of light
Yeah,
to see if
definitely.
there's any important magical, historical phrases or oaths or anything that would be of note.
Yeah, give me a religion check.
Right. I present you with a dirty 20.
Okay.
Nice.
From the scripts, a lot of it seems familiar. It's like a book you've already read, but it's like you've never read this, but the words come familiar, and you feel like you can make the connections of where things are going. A lot of it talks about the merriment and fun of life, the joy of teasing and tricks within reason, something that oddly goes hand in hand with this path of ice. There needs to be some jovialness, this excitement, this love that comes throughout the coldness of ice and the properties itself. A lot of details and interpretations about the properties of ice as well. How ice can be slippery, how it can be immortal, how it melts, how it changes form. Lots and lots of theological things are drawn throughout this text about all the implications of ice and its impact on the world and how you can shape your own spiritual connection to that and the ice goddess. The ice goddess is mentioned inside the Codicil White. It is mentioned consistently as the ice goddess. It doesn't verbatim name a name. It does not mention a frost maiden. It does not mention Halal. It does not mention anything else like that. It always just refers to the frost goddess. Phrase-wise, the passphrase to open is more like a story of sorts, a proverb that was put in here that is tough to tell if it's true, if it's exaggeration, but clearly there's something to it that it was told as a story to Frost believers and followers to use it as a way of gaining access and entrance to other places of worship for Frostborn walls. These are something that were prevalent in keeping items safe and keeping, and at least preserving as well. A very common belief is about the preservation of items in ice to keep them untainted or literally keep them on ice for to fix later. But this is also something that you can recall with your 20 kind of was like a division inside some of your faith. You can remember negative feelings associated with such conversations, as there were extremes to people being like, if I free something, don't you ever fucking touch it, ever. And other people being like, that's insane, you're insane, no. It's meant to be melted, and they're like, it's meant to be immortalized, and they're like, it's supposed to change form, and it's just...
Yeah, classic theological debates.
Yeah.
Two things. Is there any mention about Frostborn in there?
Yeah. The Frostborn are people that follow the Frost goddess and are part of the faith and are said to be the first human beings that were created in this world came from the Frost goddess. And the Frostborn were the first of that kind.
So, does it come to reason to me that, like, the Frostborn of today and, like, what I practice, that there's a definite connection, but, like, maybe what they're practicing kind of derived from it, but, like, went off the path a little bit here and there?
Certainly.
Okay.
I
have the original text. Okay, got it.
The sacred text! As Yoda's cackling as there's a tree on fire.
Yep. And I would like to send a message to Tara.
Yes.
Hello, Tara. It's me, Tellius. Would you care for an adventure to the North Ice Hall place thing? It'll be fun. I promise. I have lots to tell you. Love you.
Greetings, Tellius. That does sound exciting. Is it important? I'd be happy to join if it's if it's special enough. And I also appreciate your company too.
Nice shout.
Nice.
You know, it's not friend zone per se, but it's definitely not. It's just like your company is wonderful.
Admire your accomplishments.
And the best part is that Tellius does not even mean it that way. He's just kind of
Love you, girl.
Yeah, I love you.
Yeah. It's just more like, yes, as you say, right back at you.
Yeah.
It seems like the two of us are from a tragic time I don't know about. You and me, boss. Because I don't think you really conveyed it had anything to do with the Frostborn and the Faith.
No.
So that's
So I'll
why
send
I was
another
a
message.
little- Yeah.
Yeah. This is about the Frostborn Faith, directly related to the symbology on your armor and what I practice. So would probably help both you and I a lot if we were to go together.
It's like a date.
Why didn't you say so? That sounds terrific. I'll be there. I'll be there.
Nice. See you in a day.
Aren't you leaving today? Oh no, well you're sleeping, so we can say it prior. It's fine.
Yeah, that's yeah. It's just, yeah.
She'll send another message being like, "Do you want me to meet you where you are? I can scry and find you."
Right here is fine. We can go teleport together once we rendezvous here.
Okay, see you then.
Great.
Just a long game. You ain't gonna catch me without a fucking Valkyrie now.
Nope.
Fight my dad. Dad, fight him. Fight him. I ain't doing it.
Hey, sick him. I mean, to be fair, she's probably still sick-ish. So.
Don't ever
Oh,
talk
she's
to me
sick,
about
alright.
friends ever again.
Yeah.
All right. So as you guys get together, Maznell, the group comes to you just as you see, like out of the floor, all these ice crystals start coming out in the middle of your foyer. Like, what? That doesn't make any sense. That shouldn't be there. And it cracks into like dust as it gets larger and larger. And as the dust dissipates, you can see Terra in her Valkyrie armor with Halal's star.
That was cool.
Thank you. It's good to see
When
you.
can I learn how to do that?
I have no idea.
Fuck.
I'm sure it could be taught.
I chose the wrong part. No. It's probably a Valkyrie thing. I fucked up.
It's definitely a Valkyrie thing.
It's definitely a Valkyrie thing. Fuck.
Valkyrie things can be learned.
Alright. I'll take your word for it.
She has her breastplate with the star, shoulder plates, gauntlets, the helm, which is currently on, and she has all of her leggings, all in Valkyrie armor. It's just her boots are missing at this point. They're just normal, like, leather boots. So it's all this glistening, like, silver and blue armor, and then leather boots.
We have a lot to catch up on, Tara, as we journey, but
Terrific.
we'll get to that later.
I look forward to it.
Might as well.
You guys see Tar, and he's like, "Oh, this is great. I feel much better now, much safer, and big woman, very good."
This is what we call an insurance policy.
As much as I respect the Valkyrie, I am a little offended by that.
Yeah, I don't think we should refer to our friend here as an insurance policy, Ulazal. That's a bit objectifying,
It was
don't you
just
think?
a joke. It was a joke.
She's our friend.
Tara is fine. She's just laughing at it.
Oh yeah, she's fine.
She clearly sees everybody's taking the piss out of each other right now.
Ralia pulls Ulazal's leg.
Fall on my ass because I'm an old man. My dex is weak.
Oh my god, Frank just hit. Fuck!
And that's how his adventures end. Can't walk anymore.
Why, Raleigh?
Guess I'm done.
It's just it's one of those things, everyone's having fun, but then just one thing goes a little too far, and it's super inappropriate and over the top, and everyone feels awful.
No, this is perfect.
I regenerate my hip.
No, we could make your leg, your new leg, once we amputate it, into
You're
a
not
weapon.
gonna amputate my leg!
Into a weapon of sorts. You could be more versatile.
I could have a shotgun leg.
Exactly.
Preparing to disintegrate to shoot the leg.
He's like already measuring it. He has a little measuring
Yeah.
tape going around your leg. It's doable. We could do something.
So should I do this or?
No! I'm fine. I can walk.
Well, when your hip gets too weak to carry, we have options.
I can regenerate it.
They used to say that all the time. I'm fine, but then the Fire Lord would kill them in the face because clearly they weren't. They couldn't work anymore, so he would used to just kill them. Very, very good excuse, though.
Very efficient.
Well, terrifying, but it is what it is. I'm used to.
Horrible. He's dead now. It's great.
Very good. Yes.
Is he dead?
Yeah, he's very dead.
I hope so.
I thought he got sent to that anvil.
We didn't confirm the kill, technically.
That's just what I heard. I wasn't even there. I'm just...
But I'm pretty sure he's... Masna, what do you think?
I wasn't there. I don't know.
You've seen a lot of killing in your day. What do you think? Is he dead?
I'm pretty sure he's dead.
Pretty sure, pretty good. Like, how many people that are pretty sure you're dead
And
come
if he
back?
comes back, we just kill him again,
Not many.
We
It's
did,
just-
it,
yeah.
we did it with Escott, we do it with him.
It's true.
Yeah. Hey, that was...
He was kind of a chump compared to Escott. We had to kill him significantly less times than we did Escott.
Exactly.
Is that the new barometer for bad guys?
If we have to kill them less than 5 times, it's not that bad.
Right, right. Well, Monsoon has died multiple times, so I've been told. So he's up there.
He's up there, definitely.
Hey, and if you're listening, Monsoon, we're on to you.
Are we though?
Something in your house, like there's like a glass that just tips over, and you just hear a loud clank that makes everyone jump for a second.
Who left the window open?
Coincidental? Potential.
So, before we go, I just wanted to say I realize I did, do amazing negotiating the other day, with Vice and whatnot.
Well, he's dead, so you don't have to worry about that anymore.
Well, the other one, I'm just saying it didn't help the situation.
It's all right, Mosno. I appreciate your candor. I think, regardless of who was negotiating, we probably would have ended up in the same spot. But luckily, your heart is. Keep that up, champ.
Yeah, like they said many times, I don't think it was much of a negotiation.
Yeah, it
They were
was-
going to take what they wanted, whether or not
Yeah,
outsmart
same
them.
outcome. It's all water on the bridge now, man.
All right, well,
Well,
if it's all the same, I think, at least for a little while, I'll just go back to what I'm best at, smashing, and I'll leave the negotiating to the more,
Nuanced.
yeah,
Yes, right.
yeah.
I'll do my best in Harry's absence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it'll be better.
I won't tell him you said that.
No, like literally, like anyone other than Mosnell doing it is better. Is what he's saying.
I thought you were roasting Ari.
No. That was
Nope.
roasting myself there.
Okay.
He's not here. He can't be mean to me.
Nope.
I can say whatever I want about him. Talk mad shit.
All right. Yeah, we can go now.
All right, we should get a move on then.
All right.
Very well. Teleport
Poof!
You got it.
right to the ice wall.
Oh, here we go.
I'm stuck in the ice wall. I can't get out.
Oh
Frozen, I can't get
no!
up.
Oh no!
Teleports away.
No,
Why are we playing? Why are we playing a winter campaign right now?
I like it.
Terrible.
This is great.
I've had enough snow for one day.
Oh my god.
We didn't get a ton up here, but I saw pictures that my mom sent me.
We got like,
So,
we
I
got
measured
like
it.
2.5 feet.
We measured at our house 33 inches.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep.
You didn't get. How much did you get, Luke?
Like a foot, maybe a little bit more than a foot. I don't really know.
Not bad.
That's so weird.
Probably 18 inches.
Yeah,
I don't know.
normally
feel
you
like
guys get buried.
Yeah.
They
You
get
guys are
Yeah.
supposed to get more than us. What the heck?
Probably got some kind of wind. I don't know.
Yeah.
Carried.
Some wind came up from the south and carried it over.
Yeah. It was a weird. It doesn't normally do that.
Yeah.
We just took the storm and pushed it somewhere else.
All right, you guys are out in front of the wall. It is Tarin, Terra, the group minus Eri. As you guys are in this again cramped, the footprints from when you guys were last here are still here, including the ones from Gila Thornton and them. And the wall sitting there with the Frostborn Stone way up on it, and toward the bottom the little inscriptions on the ice.
I will say the passphrase proverb thing and see what happens.
As you do, the door opens.
All right, we are in the right spot.
Man, imagine if we
It
just guessed that.
reveals a very large landscape that we will change the music for.
Tropical.
Ice music.
Tropical.
Raleigh is gonna take 10 minutes to cast telepathic bond before all of this, just so
Thank
that we
you.
can all speak to each other telepathically.
Can use time to catch Terra up.
Oh yeah, we'll use this. I'll use this time to catch Tara up on, our recent events with Vice and Rio. Obviously, that.
Well, before
also-
you can catch them
go
up,
ahead.
because it opens awfully quickly, and you can see a vast landscape and what looks to be on this large disc, tilted, an entire sprawling city is inside with ice flowing down onto one side of it, and you see a giant spires in the center, and it all has all these different sections to it rounded out. You can see multiple spires, houses, cities, and a long wall, and all this architecture that like scrapes around on the surfaces. The colors of the architecture are mixes of blacks, blues, and whites all the way throughout in different sections. It even looks like there's certain areas where there might be gardens or parks. As you look out between the landscape, the colors though seem dulled with time. It appears as though this is some sort of cityscape, but it's on like tilted on an axis. It's not flat with the ground. You can clearly see it's like the city's on top of this large disc, and this is miles long.
I did not expect to see a city behind this wall. I gotta be honest.
Nope.
Wasn't on my bingo sheet.
I had it pegged for a dungeon.
Maybe there's dungeons beneath.
Perhaps. Memories abound. Does anyone hear this music? Sounds really good. I don't know, maybe it's just some nostalgia thing from seeing an ice city. Or maybe it's a memory or something, but man,
Oh,
just
we're gonna get copyrighted. Oh no!
It's
just
whatever.
it just feels so good.
I don't know if you're metagaming in which way either. I don't know. I don't know if you are happy or sad right now.
Quite happy with this.
Cool.
Well, so it's just a sudden slant, like on the inside of the door immediately.
Yeah, I will. Fucking Christ! It's not exactly this. It's similar to this. This is a pain in the dick. I don't have enough things to cover up. Alright. Oh, now I gotta flip it around like show and tell for a children's book.
Oh, it looks great.
Nope. Ugh.
Right.
Oh, the lighting's not going to help me.
Fucking, I can kind of
okay.
see what you mean.
I can't
Right.
read that,
Okay.
don't worry
Yeah,
about
I
it.
can't read that. That makes sense. Totally cool. Gotcha. It's just a
So
giant.
it's literally like somebody just tipped over a city.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's just like a giant disc city that got tilted. Got it.
It is not from a prepaid module. It is based on it. It's just ideas.
Dude,
Does it seem like there's creatures walking around?
Yeah.
Or
You're fucking far away. You guys gonna walk up towards it, or if you had Airy, he'd probably be able to see, but you don't. If you guys can
Damn
try
it.
and look.
Tara, you can't see anything in there, can you?
Who?
Tara.
Sorry. Yeah. I can try. And you see her eyes glow that bright like ice white blue as she looks at a distance through her helm. And she goes, I see movement, but nothing... It's hard to describe. Many of it looks like the buildings themselves are moving. Not in a human way, but more clockwork.
Interesting.
They're mechanical.
Potentially. It seems like there is all sorts of mechanisms throughout the streets in the city. But even at this distance, it's hard for me to make out anything specific. The movement...
What's our tiny friend's name again?
Taran.
Taran?
Yep, Taurin. Zergamba.
Taran, okay. Taran, are you skilled with clockwork mechanisms?
I've had plenty... No, sorry. I've had plenty of time to think, so I do not see why not. I'm familiar. I know my way around.
This is good. We will be relying on you heavily, I think.
Awesome.
Shall we venture out?
Up to your group?
Yeah, if it seems safe, Tara, I suppose we should venture forth.
Certainly. I have many questions now about such a place. Maybe there's answers for us here.
As do I.
And I'm certain I can defend myself.
Right. No doubt of that.
As she's smiling, as you guys are now... It's going to take you like 45 minutes to walk to this,
Lord.
landscape. That's how big it is inside here. It feels like there's some magic shit going on right now. Even though you're in a volcano, it's still like... as you're walking, you can hear like Tara even laughing under her breath, and she gives a comment. She's like, just make sure you don't tell Dessa about this. She wouldn't want me going out right now.
And why is that?
Oh, she thinks I still need more time to recover. I've felt better than ever since...
What do you mean? You're a Valkyrie.
Exactly, Tellius. You get it.
Yeah, of course I get it. Come on. She's just a werewolf.
Hard cut to the Stormforge. You see Cole working on the feet right now, and you see Dessa like, all right. Where's Tara? She left. What? Did I stutter? What?
Oh no. Oh no.
just look at it this way. Now we get 2 Valkyries.
Oh my god.
Anyway, continuing.
The price of one.
That's just for flavor and fun. As you
Oh my
guys
god,
are
that's incredible.
walking, you can catch Tara up on everything that was going on.
Right. Yeah. And then specifically from my memories, I just want to tell her about the fight that my uncle had with the Zahir Valkyrie, how all that kind of went down, and kind of the surrounding politics of that.
That's most troubling.
Yes. I still need answers to those questions, but I think that with our latest, the other vision, with you protecting me and making sure I got through the portal, I think that it does not mean that we are against Valkyries, obviously. I think it means that our path is still joined, so I don't have any concerns about that.
Good. I'm glad you don't. I have no reservations either. I mean, many of my sisters stand currently opposed to what we do today.
Exactly.
I still have quite a fogginess about me coming out of whatever occurred in Skoberheim, but I am certain that it goes away the more I learn about the Halal and the Frostborn and you, Talius. So
yes, I have this this holy scripture here. I could probably procure a copy via Ralia's wisdom, knowledge, magic, whatever it is. If you'd like to study when you go back to the temple.
Certainly, that would be wonderful.
I actually don't know how it works, so I should not be promising that, but I'm sure it's possible.
Okay. Whatever doesn't get you in trouble, then.
Thank you.
You're in big trouble, Telius.
Oh no! Not again! Not the lashings!
I also like this
She's like,
scene.
what?
You have small Tarin, and you have everybody like going up in size, and then giant fucking Valkyrie with Valkyrie wings as you guys are all casually walking towards this in this snowscape and to this city. It's a pretty scene.
I love this.
As you guys approach the city, there are clearly no stairs, and it's like 50 feet of solid like rock to get to the actual like surface level. Tara looks at you guys. She's like, I can help you guys up. I could bring you up a couple at a time.
That's not too much to ask.
No. She's like, I could probably do quite a lot in one trip. So she grabs.
You could do the lighter ones.
Tarin puts it like on back of her as he's like, oh, okay, all right, here we go. As he puts her on the back, and then she just like, let's see. She puts out her arms and she's like, all right, whoever can fit and grab on. She has her arms outstretched for the group.
Lazol and Ralia, you can go. I think it's best she takes the lighter people first.
Sure. Clank, 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 clank.
All right. As you guys put your arms onto hers, you see her then fly up, and with her wings, they furl out and flap. But there is a bit of innate magic in the way she flies. It's almost like a formality of sorts that she is just gliding anyway, and the wings almost flap as natural instinct. And it's not fast, it's very slow, almost like it's in slow motion. As you guys go to the top, she drops the three of you down. She looks about before heading back to make sure everything looks safe. And what you guys see is all these cobblestone streets. The stones look very dark throughout. Lots of the stonework is black, and all these different octagon shapes all the way through. Instead of cobblestone, they're all like octagons all the way through. Still stonework and different levels. It's not perfectly flat or anything like that. You can see all these shop names in a language you don't understand. It seems to be a dead language that has been lost to this world, which I'm sure instantly infuriates Ralia. Dessa looks about and she's like, okay, I'm going to go get the other ones. I'm sure you'll be safe for the few seconds it takes.
Ralia will also instantly cast Comprehend Languages as she's infuriated.
How dare you try to hide something from me? Who do you think you are?
Show me your secrets.
Tara flies down, grabs the two of you guys, and comes back up as it takes 10 minutes for Ralia's spell, as you guys are...
Oh, she's just gonna cast it. She's not gonna
cool.
ritual cast it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Less spell slots.
Certainly.
I mean, how often do I really use all of my first level spell slots?
Oh,
That's true.
I'm an
That's a
asshole.
great point.
Here is a bigger picture of the place.
There you go.
Maybe
Nice.
Get a better idea again.
Okay.
Wow, that's cool.
Oh, that was really cool.
It's like a frozen Isengard.
It's like a frozen Midgard.
Frozen Guard.
It's like Constantinople, because I don't know any more Lord of the Rings names for guards. So I'm coming back to a place that doesn't exist.
It's like a frozen Midgar from Final Fantasy VII, if you know that.
I gotta play that game, don't know anything.
It's just the name of the city, like the main city.
Yep.
There's a guy with a really big sword. And
See,
kills
am I right,
people.
Ryan?
I know it's Midgar. That's all I know.
I'll send a picture of Midgar.
Yeah, I was just telling Reed I'm interested in trying out the remake. I haven't decided though yet.
That's a picture from the remake, I think, and that's Midgar.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, neat. Yeah, similar.
Yeah.
So, as you guys are here, you can see a bustle of different shops throughout the area, of one of the first ones says Ethrin Information and Customer Services is the one you see closest to you guys. Another one says Ethrin Shops, and another one says Ethrin Hospitality as their...
Does Ethrin mean anything to me?
You can make a history check.
26.
No, never fucking heard of that shit. That's a name.
We're in the deep lore, boys.
Have any of you ever heard of Ethrin?
Let me see.
Terra or
Doesn't ring a bell.
Not
No.
currently ringing a bell, but if I remember something, I'll let you know. Taran, never heard of it before. As you guys are discussing this, you can see at the end of the street where there's some more just, it looks like housing. There's no signs or anything associated with them. You see this clockwork golem walking through the streets, going and as it's walking by, it seems to have these mechanisms on its arm, and they have these glass tubes and colors inside there. And one of the walls on the building, you can tell some of it has been chipped off, and a whole bunch of rock has fallen onto the ground. You see it lean down. It pulls the rocks into one of its arms, and you hear this and the rocks disappear, and it looks at where it is in the wall, and you see its arm extend, and it starts glowing, and what you'd recognize passively, Vralia, as a mending spell, begins mending the wall.
It's Wally!
It's huge. This is
It's Wally!
it's 9 feet tall, this thing.
It's Wally!
Dick Wally?
And I'll just for the sake of ease, it very much is reminiscent of a bouncer from BioShock.
Okay.
For just the structure of it, but it's all clockwork in that sense. And the arms aren't a giant fucking drill. It looks like different magical apparatuses or cleaning apparatuses. And as it fixes that, you see it continue down the street. And behind it, you can actually see smaller versions of it at differing heights, also cleaning up anything else that might have fallen behind. They seem to have different tools on them as well, as they make much lighter noises going by. It's just a straight in front of you, so it just goes out of view.
I bet this city is highly impressive that it's still running after all this time. It's been locked away.
Yes,
But As they say, ice is meant to make things immortal in some sectors of the faith.
It would seem so. With that, all of you have the feeling you're being watched. That hits you.
Is this like a like some is it like a magical sensation, or is it like there's
magical? It feels like something's watching you that's like above or behind you, but every time you look, nothing's there.
Can I use my divine sense to
Sure.
see if there's any evil shit around?
Mm-hmm.
it's evil?
Let me read it. Until the end of your next turn, you can sense anything affected by the hollow spell or know the location of any celestial, fiend, undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover.
Nothing's close enough to you to feel that. You don't feel any of that. I would say, yeah, no, you're good. Yeah, you don't feel anything.
Okay.
Is there any obvious way down from this wall? Like, we're on top of this wall, right? At this point, or are we down on the street?
You're on the wall. So, I'd say, the wall itself on this side collapsed down a little bit too, so you're even with the street on where you're at, but the wall does continue up and around in other sections as well. But you are even, so you can just walk right onto the street if you wanted to the stores that were in front.
Well, do we want to push forward? I mean, this storefront seems to be something of information. We could perhaps learn something in there.
Absolutely. I've got a lot of questions. Sure, could be nothing but helpful.
Yes, as do I. And Raleigh will just start walking towards the storefront that she read that was information, whatever it was.
Yeah, it was Ethrin information.
Yep.
As you walk into the shop, you approach the door and it doesn't appear to be opening. It does seem like you can see at the bottom little bits of frost has frozen it shut, being stuck inside here.
I got it. And I'll just take one of my scimitars out and just carve out like the outline of the door and just slice around any of the icy bits that are holding it shut.
Easy enough, especially at your level. The door is easily, as you finish cutting that, you open it, and it's easy enough to open. As you walk in, you guys can see there appear to be pamphlets of sorts, leaflets would be a better description of them, out on some tables they're frozen to the tables. The shop itself has dust inside it, and it seems to have been there's a counter that comes out. There's like a board of information up top. Ralia, with your comprehend language, it seems to have outlays for the different districts and sections of this entire city. It's very much what a welcome center of sorts would be like. As you guys come in here, there doesn't appear to be a soul around inside either.
Ralia will take out her notebook and copy that down and write the different districts and whatnot and show it to everybody.
Absolutely.
The different names.
You're the smartest person on the planet.
Well, I like to think so.
Yeah, fortunate to have you.
Or indeed.
What? Does it just list the districts, or is it like a strict map of the area?
Do we even know what we're looking for?
No.
What you guys do see on there is, let me see here. It is. For the sake of my sanity, 4 districts. Being let me see if I can- Just gotta look it up in my notes real quick. It's in the wrong spot. You have north is Neilcreft. I'll put in the group chat here. That is north. Colossi is south. Lillipop.
Be right back while you're doing that.
Is east, yep. And York is west.
Is there any kind of indication as to what's in each of these districts?
On those maps, it would appear. Oh boy, paste is playing. There we go. It's north, south, west. Or no, that was east.
East, west, yeah.
Yep, east, west. You are currently in Little Pop. That seems to be a tourism section. From what you can gather, it is all about history, the museums of Ethrin and its people. West is I gotta double check my notes. Library and research sections. Those are where holy temples are held, and where it seems extensive how many libraries are here. It's like obnoxious. Like what? There's almost like an entire section.
Why do they have so many?
Yeah, it's utterly obnoxious. South is looks like scientific breakthroughs, research and development. And north is many of just normal housing. And at the center there is
We're at the east one then?
yeah, you're at east. And at the center is the what's it called? The
Sorry.
It was like the Arcane Tower that watches over the city. It seems to be a centerpiece of pride for Ethrin, and the Arcane Tower. There's little bits and pieces alluding to. It's clear that the museums and other stuff would go into more detail about it, about the governmental structure that was here, and the great pride they take in maintaining such a monument to their town and city. Anything else? Want to ask about this area? As you guys are looking, you see at the door, as you guys turn around, and it casually ignores Terra, who's standing in the door frame, and goes under her legs. A smaller golem's coming in here, and as it walks in, it just starts cleaning up dust off the tables. And it's doing its thing.
I could use one of these at the bar.
These things are very helpful.
Quite
They're
helpful.
incredible.
Did anyone else get the sense we were being watched earlier?
Yeah, I noticed that.
Do we
Do you
still
think
feel
it's
like
that
we're
tower?
being watched?
Yep. You still feel like you're being watched. Maz, now, your foot gets picked up by one of the golem, and he starts cleaning the muck off the bottom of your boot.
Oh. Look at that.
Very useful.
Good service.
Does it to the other.
Raleigh's gonna get down on a knee and say, "Hello, little one. Do you speak?"
It replies in the dead language.
It's tracks.
Incompatible language.
Well,
You
much I
understand
can
it,
do there.
but yeah.
am I able to like try to? Is there any way I can convert the language in writing at least?
You can attempt. Give me something cool.
Would love to attempt that.
Probably an intelligence check.
Just straight intelligence.
Yeah, give me an intelligence check.
Yeah, 24.
Yeah. Ralia goes over to the side, takes out a piece of parchment from her paper, starts writing down whatever you would like on that, and then tries to show it in front of its face.
I'm just gonna say, "Hello, can you speak to me?"
As it's going, you put it in front of its face, it stops for a second. It like cleans it a little bit, doesn't get the smudges off, and then goes through it and keeps walking. You get the feeling it didn't perceive the writing. But it definitely thought like, I forgot to clean something, it's telling me to clean something.
Right. I have at least some kind of conversion here, so if we find something more intelligent, maybe we can converse.
As you begin scribing more, now you're actually putting the alphabet together. You just wrote down what you could, and it was really
Just
something.
casually
Right.
translating a dead language.
I mean, I
We can
understand
communicate
it.
with each other.
Yeah.
We can all learn the language.
That's true. We do have the telepathic bond.
Ooh, we could have a secret language.
That's what I'm saying. This is good.
We're becoming a hive mind.
Masnell, I want to hit him. I don't know. I can't. I don't know. And everyone's like, oh, what's the point? What's the point if you try?
Does this thing seem to be like sentient, or does it just seem to be like clockwork and then sent to go?
Investigation.
Like, is it? Okay. 19.
I would say, especially with your Arcana as well, it does not appear to be sentient. It seems to be enchanted.
Okay.
So cool.
Well, I don't think I can communicate with it in any better way, but I don't think it seems to be in any harm to us. Either way, perhaps we should continue on.
Yes. Do you have any suggestions?
I mean, not exactly. We can go to any of those districts if we wish. Can't imagine it's too difficult. Perhaps history or the library would be good to know.
Yes, I agree. Could start there.
We are near the museums and the historical district. We might as well learn where we are and what potentially we could be looking for. I think we have a good chance of finding a clue around here.
I suggest we make our way towards the library district, and on our way, we see what we can find.
Okay. As you guys come to the corner of the street, you can see a multitude of residential housing. You actually see on top of the houses all these like clockwork vulture looking creatures, but not as repulsive as vultures. They're birds, but of vulture size. And you can see as like icicles come down and bits of snow go on top of the houses, they walk over and they take the snow and they like put it inside them, and they're clean off the top of the houses, preventing any snowfall on them. And then some of them fly off, some of them continue looking around. They don't care about you. They don't appear hostile. They appear to, in the same vein as the golems, be taking care of this place. There is clearly a museum that you can see. It is very like Lincoln Memorial style, like pillars. Obviously, this is a museum, what we would recognize in our reality. There is one of those down the left side of the street. Towards the right side, it curves into more residential housing.
Let's go check out the big thing.
Very well.
Unless we want to loot each individual residence for their pocket change. For their dead currency, that probably won't be worth very much.
I don't think we need to do that. I'd like to avoid defacing this place as much as possible. I don't think the enchanted clockwork mechanisms would appreciate that much.
Yes, this is a religious trip with all due respect.
Right, of course.
All right.
How degenerate of me.
Somebody's got to be airy, right?
Yeah, right.
As you guys come up, you can see as you go toward the stairs and you start walking up at the front of it, you can see this young man. He looks maybe like 16, 17 years old. Hand on the side here, a big smile as he's standing in this beautiful statue made out of him. And inside his hand, you can see a piece of the marble statue just floating and currently circling inside his hand. What you see is the National Museum of Ithrin scribed on the bottom of it. There are two giant doors, one that's an in and one looks like an out. They both go to a vestibule of the lobby of this museum. The pillars go all the way down the front of it, and then it has that from the overhang. It's, again, all this like black and blue stone all the way throughout. It's got highlights though, so it's not like void. It's way more blue, and I would even say the traces and outlines in white in these areas, and not like this awful, super dark, dense black that some of the earlier stonework resembled. Do you guys go in? Obviously, yes, no.
How tall is that statue?
I would say like size of the Lincoln Monument size.
Yeah. Okay. So that marble orb thing is huge.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's not even a perfectly spherical orb. It looks like it's a really shitty, like, edgy, harsh, thick stone piece of sorts inside its hand that's going around. It's not perfect by any means.
It is odd, but perhaps we go in and see if maybe there is mention of this.
As you guys go in,
Yes.
everyone's sort of taking this in. As you walk in, the first person steps to hit, you can see the color inside here changes as all the different like stone tabs or stone hexagons throughout turn to different colors and adjusting to your eyes to better see this place. You hear in a dead language one of the clockwork, what would look to be an attendant behind the counter, look up and says in the dead language that Ralia recognizes, "Welcome to the National Museum of Ithrin. Please be careful and enjoy your experience. All is free and paid for through our generous collective. As a note, if you touch or attempt to steal anything, you will be disintegrated. Enjoy your stay."
Does it seem like I'm gonna like wave my hands around, see if it like tracks that at all?
Not so much.
I suspect this is the same enchantment as the other ones. We should just explore on our own.
What did it say?
Right. Forgot. This is the museum. Don't touch anything. Don't steal anything. You will die a horrible death. You will be disintegrated. So just don't touch things.
You see Turin like looking to touch something. He's like, puts his hands deep in his pockets. Even Tara was looking at stuff, and she's like, Like the casual, "No, I'm scratching my helmet." All right. Do you guys progress?
The next room.
Sure.
Probably we'll go in front and just start looking at things and see if there's anything interesting to walk up to and read a plaque of or whatnot.
As you go, it centers you to the first set of doors. The glass opens, and you can see the floor. The stonework is like folding over each other, and that's actually working like, pardon me, an escalator of sorts across for you guys as you step on, but it's going very slowly, so you can see all these different displays that are going on in and around. You can hear over sound emitting from different areas inside here, what seems to be pre-recorded, and it starts off with like, "Thank you for coming, and we hope you enjoy Ethrin," and that stuff's hitting you very Disney-like vibes. And it is.
I will communicate all of this through the telepathic bond as we learn.
Certainly, it makes everyone's life a lot easier. You see these outlines and displays of like the first buildings of Ethrin, and they said it was a project that no one could undertake, but they knew anything was possible behind the Belterian will. That's a word that keeps coming up over and over again, the Belterian. Belterian. It begin as you're passing by. You can see the construction of Ethrin becoming more and more possible. But as it begins to describe, you can hear one of the speech going, "But all said that it couldn't be done, and the Belterian took that as the ultimate challenge. With their greatest prodigy, let me get his name.
Tellius.
Fucking nope. Where'd I put him? Put him somewhere. Spent all that time on my notes, now I can't find it.
Tallius.
No.
Tellios.
Telios, yeah. Just change the vowels a bunch of times.
This is why I always bold names, and apparently I decided not to bold his. One moment.
Maybe he didn't have a name.
He does. Oh, man. I moved my notes around because I added stuff today. This is my apologies. Oh, come on. There it is. Okay, I don't know why. Yeah. Where? I got the name. Okay, right in front of my face. Okay, I'm stupid. That's fine. Yep, it was right there. Sorry. All right, so thanks to our prodigy, Byrup Peminth, we were able to do the impossible and take our city to the sky. As you guys go to the next section, you can actually see models of the floating city of Ethrin, as you can see like little artifacts inside there, noting the what the breakthroughs were to get it lifted into the sky, and an item in which they create it, which is the jewel of Ethrin, is the I'll probably have to need the pronunciation on this. Give me a second because I'll botch this shit.
This whole time, while Raleigh is translating, she's trying to copy the voice of the person that's speaking. And when he says that it took to the skies, Raleigh says in his voice, or in her imitation of his voice, but clearly that didn't work so well.
Myth Aller is the name of it. It is Mythallar, and it looks to be this gigantic crystal ball in this ornate metallic cradle. And if it's sized down, scaled down, obviously this is a massive item to be moving and having an entire city at its core. As you guys get to the end of the hallway and it stops and now opens up into another section where there are one room that goes into another area, and this room really starts focusing on the Beltarian society as it shows their impact on Arcana and their impact and contributions in their world. They boast about a society that is free of tyrants, a society that is free of oppression, a society that is free of poverty. These are all things that they were able to solve, and they champion these things, and with an absolute dedication to science and secularism. But there's still clearly a respect. Like, even on some of the stuff, there's like, people can still be religious, it's just they're idiots, is basically the reading between the lines of what they're saying here.
That's weird. And so for such a prosperous and scientific and dignified nation, why would it be locked away by religious text?
Irony is not lost on me.
Yes.
Do you guys want to go into the side room or look around more on this room or ask any more questions so I can get more for whatever you want me to describe or dive into?
Is there any mention of Frostborn, Codicil of Light, anything of that nature?
Give me a perception check.
Oh boy. Perception, you say?
Yeah.
12.
No. The place looks super clean, and there's no remnants of ice inside here either. The very minimalist look and modern for our standards as well inside here. There is lots of architecture, and you can see the architecture resembles that of shapes and geometric shapes, many of them floating and moving throughout. Even on the sky, you can see all these different glowing orbs throughout that light up this place. It is very foreign in some senses to you guys, but also it's very different taste than what you guys recognize in your world. This is different. There is the side room as well, besides just the general, boasting of how great this Ithrin is.
I'll take a peek in there.
As you look in there, you can see a smaller copper statue of what looked like to be the guy outside. And you can see him with his hands out and overlooking a table here. And there's little displays all around. Some of them have him getting older. Other things have like little items and stuff. Some look like one in particular has like a book that is laid out. Others are a bunch of like sides of novels that have been stacked upon one another. You can see like tools, like chiseling tools. Clearly all these things that like people valued. There is inscriptions as well, overlooking, or a plaque basically right on the side of the bent over of the kid, the young kid looking over some like well of sorts as he has his hands out, and there's something floating in between his hands inside here.
Assume this is the prodigy Briary Penneth that they were talking about, right?
It would appear so.
What's he got between his hands? What does that look like?
It looks like basically a bit of stone. It doesn't look remarkable or magical in any sense, besides the fact that it's floating in between his hands. You can see this excitement, and his face even has like a little light lit up on it as he's holding it in between his hands right now.
sure wish I could read.
Raleigh will help reading anything necessary if you point her in the direction. Sorry, I'm heating something up for eating right now.
Yep, it's fine.
Yeah. I'm just thinking that, if he had managed to learn how to make the mundane, something as mundane as stone just float independently, then he unlocked the secret of floating city. What that plaque is about? Is there an inscription somewhere?
Yeah, you can see it. So then you point Ralia over towards it. So then Ralia looks over it, and it goes, Briarwood Peminith.
Peminith?
I'll just send you guys the name. What did I say? The original. I'm fucking garbage at saying names. Tell me how you'd say this.
No, Reed. Names are garbage at saying you.
Oh, he's so supportive.
Yeah.
Briarwood Pepminith. His name's at the top, and it goes, we celebrate Briarwood Peminith's contributions to arcana and science. Forever, he will be known as the founder and the father of dunamancy, geomancy, evocation, and chronomancy.
Oh no.
Oh,
Excuse
my.
me? So,
As you,
was he like the first wizard?
Raleigh, as you start looking around, you see the displays. Some of them are displays of clearly defined gravity, which have geomancy with it. Geomancy is this like continuous changing of like Earth-like structures in there. You can see that's continuously going. Chronomancy, you can see a clock.
Fucking time!
Keeps going forward, and it stops, and then it goes forward. In evocation, I gotta look that. We got one up again.
Evocation is fire. Fireball.
Big boom.
It's a fireball.
It's just like attacking spell.
It's
Gotcha.
like not conjuring, but controlling the energy
Yeah.
in the world.
Damage!
Then you see what would be called like an eternal flame that is sitting inside another one of the glass cases, just waiting there. That's why it was there. And it just seems to have been burning. It says like it's been burning ever since he cast his spell. But this definitely seems like a contribution to this young prodigy that was the founder of the founder of many schools of magic, and a person that pushed the boundaries of magic to limitations they never thought possible.
It's interesting. You would think that evocation would. It's one of the most raw and primal forms of magic. For it to have been developed later on with all these more advanced forms of magic seems
Yes,
odd.
but perhaps he is older than this society, or maybe he was the first one to put it into a school.
Impressive nonetheless.
Yes, indeed.
You can gather his first breakthroughs came at the age of 14 years old when he stumbled onto dunamancy. He found more fame, as it talks about, in his studies when he was able to accomplish geomancy by the age of 16 and basically master it, fixing a lot of the natural disasters that were commonly occurring throughout the land. And by the age of 20, evocation became second nature to him, and not only the ability to use evocation, but also to dismantle and dismiss evocation. Chronomancy is something that isn't, it seems like clearly lacking inside here. All the details. This is something that's
so
like,
bad at time.
That was like his current thing he was working on. He did really darn well with it, and This hasn't been updated from whatever progress he may or may not have made.
Well, I'm sure when we meet Mansoon, he'll tell us all about it.
You could always send him a message.
Oh my god.
What if he is Mansoon?
Yeah.
Or what if Mansoon is him?
Oh wait, what if?
That's the real question.
That is the real question.
Wait, I'm gonna look at the statue.
Yes.
I'm gonna get real close.
Yeah, get fucking in there. Just not too close.
Yeah.
Don't breathe on it the wrong way.
Does it look like a young Mansoon?
Give me a history check.
Have we ever seen his face?
Not well.
Okay.
The only time you saw his face, if you were... No, you were all down, weren't you? Yeah. Mazdell did! Mazdell would have been able to make out his face. He straight up, like, took his hood off, and you saw all these blue enchantments all around his skin. And he's young and shaven right now for that exchange.
I rolled really well,
Oh.
which is good, because I get +0 to history.
Okay, so what do you got?
17.
Nice.
Does not appear facial structure-wise to be close, and there's no metallic arm. It does not appear to be Mansoon.
Well, I mean, I would imagine he got that later.
They're actually born with a metal arm.
Ah! Poor mom. Poor mom.
Man. It doesn't.
Oh, what they don't
It
tell you,
doesn't grow. Oh,
the
no.
moms have metal uteruses as well. They're fine.
Jesus. All right, we're moving on from this.
Are they born with those too?
Nope. Keep going.
It's a weird race. This is a weird race.
Keep going. We're not going there.
Is there anything else in the side room of note?
It was just basically all these different displays and descriptions of Briarroot and his accomplishments and contributions to science and arcana. The other room was the same, but for the city of Ithran.
Okay. Wander back out and head to the next part, I guess. This is giving me some Epcot vibes, so I'm just gonna get back in the ride and watch the progression of human society.
The final one talks about aspirations for their society and where they hope to go. Now with their success of having a flying city, they hope to continue their scientific research into life beyond the bounds of this world and into the stars.
Then we're looking at space travel.
Yep. And
That's pretty cool.
that's where it ends, and you find yourself in a little gift shop of sorts as the clockwork mechanism lifts up and just like, thank you for coming to the National Museum of Ithran. Help yourself to a complimentary item, as there's nothing left. There's nothing.
Oh man!
All
What a
these
keychain!
all these empty racks and everything. Clearly, nothing's been here in a while.
There's no T-shirt that says "I survived Ethrin" or anything like that.
Yeah, this trip was a waste. Sorry, Tara.
Taro's looking around. She's like, and she goes to make an investigation check too, since everyone's so disappointed.
Oh, sweet.
She leans over, and you can see under some of the dust in here, in like one of the corners that collapsed in, there's actually like a cabinet of sorts. She like opens it up, and she's like, maybe this might be something fun. And she dusts off, funny enough, what I had in my notes, cloth shirts that just say Ithran on it and have the floating city stitched into it. And she's like, these are small, as she has them all. They're very small. They clearly have been like shrinking over time as well. And as she like knocks that over and some of the dust comes off of what clearly fell in that area, she like remembers she wasn't supposed to touch anything, but like out of a closet comes another golem, and it just like starts eating all the dust and putting the thing back up, and she's just like backing away slowly. You get the sense that this area has the rules of don't touch don't apply to this area.
Tara, I don't think that this applies to the gift shop.
Good,
I mean,
because I definitely didn't forget.
No, of course not. You're Valkyrie. They don't forget anything,
No,
right?
no, definitely. Not my mother's face, not my father's face, not what I've been doing or why I was where I was. None of that.
Wow, we got really cool T-shirts.
Yeah.
Can I pick up one of that golem that just cleaned things off, the little one?
You want to try and pick it up? Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. As you pick it up, you can hear like the whizzing servos inside it. It's all, there's like no electricity. It's all on just like this perpetual motion and enchantment. As you pick it up, you see it. You can hear it say, "Vandalism won't be tolerated. If you continue, you will be disintegrated."
Oh,
Interesting. Very good. Pat it on the head and leave it on the ground.
You see, it stops and it goes back completely indifferent again.
I wonder if it could disintegrate you.
I don't really want to try it, but it would be interesting.
No, Siri, I don't want to look up disintegration. All right, so you guys can leave at this point. There's nothing really else more detailed to explore inside the museum, unless you want to. If you have any other suggestions, you can continue walking throughout Ethrin.
You know what? I bet they were bluffing the whole time about the whole disintegration thing. Man, we could have touched everything.
Was there a lot of things that you wanted to touch?
Everything.
Okay.
It's a museum. That's what you do.
But that's not what you do at museums, though. That's like the opposite.
Have you been to a museum before?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Insight check. You can't deceive me. 19. This guy just crit.
God
This guy just crit.
That's a 20.
No, you can't deceive me, apparently.
You doubt? You doubt the truth of the
Can I
statement?
get close enough?
But like, other way.
I believe you.
Nice.
Focus.
I don't think it's gonna focus.
It's not gonna focus, but
I believe you.
you're like, I don't believe you, but then the way he's so confident, you're like,
Maybe he has.
huh. And then you start thinking like, I'm judgmental. How dare I?
Yeah, that was rude.
It could be Northern Museum just because he said he lived in mountains his whole life and doesn't read much. That's rude of me.
Yeah, you shouldn't assume these things.
I mean, he was literally just at a museum, so...
He has been to museums. He's not lying.
There you
Got him.
go. Yeah.
All right, what would you guys like to do next?
And we were gonna head towards the library, right?
Yep.
Okay. As you cross town, you can see many different versions of these golems as well. All of them definitely have different tools. You see floating slabs of stone throughout the air as well. And it looks like there is continuous services happening, even though there is no signs of life inside this place. There are all these clockwork, almost like bird-like mechanisms that are flying around. Besides the bird ones you've already seen, others seem to be maintenance or delivering things back and forth almost perpetually. Like it's taking one bit of like a book from one house to another over and over again. You can see a lot of this place seems to be like stuck in these loops all the way through. One is like cleaning a broken window over and over and over again, even though there's no window, and it's just staying there. You can see a fair amount as you're crossing through the city. There is damage that isn't being repaired, and you can see golems cracked in and like destroyed in certain sections of this place that by what you've seen around here clearly are probably the ones that would maintain these broken areas that are remaining in ruin as you guys cross towards the into the eastern section, I believe it was.
Yeah, I wrote it down. I think it's... yeah, Eastern, or no, Western is
Western,
library. We were just in the Eastern.
Holy temples and library. So you do see a beautiful holy temple on it there is just what looks to be a compass star, not the Frostborn star, and it's gold, and the points that are not the normal compass directions, the southeast, northeast, and so on, those are much smaller, and it's gold, and it looks absolutely beautiful, and you can see things like actively floating and orbiting around that star outside of what Ralia can read as the Unity Holy Temple. And in the libraries, it's like literally, instead of think of like a hooker street where it just goes, where there's hookers all the way down, it's just fucking libraries all the way down. And there's just street after street and corners full of all these various libraries, all named after individuals or geomancy. You even see necromancy. Every divination of school, there is a library somewhere around here represented.
This is quite the treasure trove of knowledge.
Yes, this is something I would much like to explore, but perhaps for another time.
We could split up and each take them on. Wait, no. You're the only one who can read. But
yeah, that's
a dumb idea.
Right, nobody else can read. That is correct.
I mean, you can probably infer from pictures.
Maybe? I don't know.
Perhaps some of the books may have pictures. What is the one that's like right next to me? Is the Dunamancy one right next to me?
It's yeah.
You mentioned that one.
Street.
So
Sure.
I'm gonna run in there real quick and see what books, if it's like filled with books or whatnot.
As you walk in, you can see there is a construct there, and all sorts of books are continuously being sorted behind, and you can actually see like these sprite-like apparitions putting things back and forth between the books. They are translucent, but they're continuing to sort through the library inside here. Very reminiscent of Vecna's library that you came, but it doesn't have the life that Vecna's library had, where it looked like past souls. This feels, again, very mechanical. And it greets you and is just like, welcome to the Library of Dunamancy, founded by the great Briaru Peminith. How may I be of service to you today?
I'm gonna hold up my notebook with the same thing I said before, which is to understand this.
I do. I see you are mute. Welcome. I have been outfitted with the ability to read or sign.
Nice.
I assume you did not speak common.
You hear back, this is a language I have not heard. Hopefully, our codex will be updated so we can properly assimilate your language into our culture.
Can I hand it my translation module and see if, and just first of all write in it in their language? This is a translation from your language to mine. Is there any way you can communicate with us now?
Here, learn this language real quick.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be a super advanced civilization, right?
Yeah.
They're probably in space by now.
And it looks back up to you and it goes, a request that I will query. We need archivist permission to add such to our codex.
Well, that is quite annoying. Anyway,
and it's more
is
like
there
a
anything...
sense, like not so much permission, but like they have to install something on it.
Right, yeah. Is there anything we are looking for that I can ask this thing?
I mean,
specific?
There might be. It's a magic library. I'm sure they have scrolls that you would be interested in. Would there not be?
Well, yes, of course, but I mean, I am afraid of doing anything specifically gaining power without figuring out what this place really is.
To be frank,
my religion, really.
I'll write halal with a question mark. Be like, show it to the thing.
You know, God.
Frost Goddess texts are kept within the religious libraries and other sects. We do not have anything regarding halal here at the Dunamancy Library. If you have any Dunamancy-related questions, I am happy to answer them.
H man, level spell.
Yeah, I'll relay that to everybody, and then I'll write. Do you have any like spell books or scrolls that I can read?
All spells and scroll books are open to members of Ithrin. Please present your library card, and you are free to look at any book while in the library. You may
They were
check
so
them out.
cheap. They were so cheap before society collapsed.
I'll just give it a thumbs up.
It just acknowledges, but like it's still like leaning forward, waiting for just like, are you gonna give me the card or not? No big deal.
I'll look through my bags and be like, and just be like, and just turn around and walk out for a second.
You hear, not a problem. When you find it, you are welcome to return to the Library of Dunamancy in Ithrin.
So I don't have a library card, and I suppose neither any of you do.
As
There's
you guys
not a trash can
you
nearby,
could
right?
hear another going by, just casually ignoring you guys in the background.
You
A
could
big
ask to open a library card.
That's a great point.
But how do I prove to them that I am a citizen of Ithrin?
It might not matter.
I guess it is worth a shot. I'll go back there, and I'll go to a different library because this guy thinks I just had one.
Yeah.
Whatever the other closest one is. I don't want to go to the religious one yet, though.
All right. You can go. The next one will probably be divination.
Okay. And I will write, can I open a library card?
You see, it's same tone, same type of construct as it looks at you and it's like, yes, we will just need your place of residence and your paperwork for Ethril to open your account. If you are of foreign and visiting, we have visitor paperwork that can be approved through the proper archivists in Ethril.
That's it. We're killing all the robots and taking all their magic.
I'll just, give him a 2.
You can find the approval process and paperwork for all foreigners inside Ethril inside the Archivist Chamber at the Arcane Spire.
If I just, glance around its desk real quick, is there any paperwork sitting around?
There is nothing behind his desk. Second floor, Suite 20004.
Finger guns. Walk out.
Yep.
Is this a robbery?
It does not seem we will be able to access any of the knowledge unless we get some sort of card here, which is not accessible unless you are a resident, or if you get a foreign card, but we have to go to the center tower to do that. So as far as I'm concerned, we have 2 options. Either we can loot a bunch of houses until we find some residence paperwork, or we can go to the tower and see if there's anybody still living.
I think the tower might be our best bet.
I'd like to, yeah. Could we stop by the religious sector if that's on the way? Or is that off the table?
We're in the religious sector
you're
as
there.
well.
You're literally 15 feet from the religious temple.
Yeah.
The Arcane Tower is an hour and a half walk away.
Right. Yeah, I just want to at least check out the temple. I mean, obviously, probably can't use the library, but
You would assume a temple is free to use.
you would hope a temple is free, yeah. Unless my goddess is some kind of shill that I'm not aware of.
But they did seem to know of her, so
Yeah,
that's promising.
so maybe she is. Oh, right, yes, promising. Right.
All right. So you guys go towards the Holy Temple?
Yeah.
All right. You guys enter into Unity Temple.
Disintegrate. Fuck.
You go past the compass, and inside it's another vestibule, and it breaks off into 4 different chambers inside here. Each one has a different symbol above them. One has a sun, one has an eclipse, one has a star, and one has a moon over the tops of them.
This is interesting.
And there's 4 areas there. There is a construct inside here as well that looks to you guys and it goes, please be respectful, no matter how much you don't agree with others' points of view, to their fates and their belongings. Here at Ephraim, we want to know everyone can feel safe no matter how wrong they are.
Freaking rude. Do I recognize any of the symbology?
Tellius does. You saw that inside when you guys were doing the dungeon crawl. And remember when you kept falling infinitely and you were walking towards? Those are the same symbologies that you saw in there. And you guys recognize the symbologies as well from the... oh, no, you don't. No. So I think it's just Tellius.
That looks familiar. Definitely have seen that before. It was a tricky situation.
Which place would you like to go? As you walk inside here, it does light up, and it lights up into, like, very calming colors inside here. It's lots of, like, browns and greens as inside the lobby right now. It seems like there's clearly like an innate spell inside this area to put all at ease and at calming. There's 4 places you can go if you choose to go to any of them: sun, eclipse, moon, and star.
Show me the sun.
Okay. As you walk into the sun, you can see inside
You were instantly incinerated and the game's over.
A like white yellow glow encompasses this area, and there are like clouds on the floor. As you guys walk in, and you can see displays for Corlin, Tyr, Timora, Morphus, and let me check. Kayar, which is the war boar, and a bunch of other gods you don't quite recognize. A bunch of other gods you don't quite recognize, but there's. Let me see here.
Do any of these match up with the ones from the Broken Hilt cave?
In what way? The gods you don't recognize?
Yeah, the ones we don't recognize.
Nope.
Okay.
There are four additional ones you don't recognize. One appears to be shaped in the form of a Goliath, and it has an axe up toward the sky, and it's like pumping its fist up. Another one is angelic, like we understand angels, with its wings apart, very reminiscent of the Valkyrie. It seems to be holding its hands around. You see Timora with her owl and her star. You see Morphus, which appears to be this, like... It's the statue itself almost looks like fluid. It's like half between this like bear that is protecting something and slowly changing into something that is like nicer, even more like a cub version of it, as it's looking at its statue like out towards and down at a imaginable point of interest. There's just the balances for Tyr, and Corlin is this like hardcore armor of an individual with a sword down with a blindfold over his head as the justice is blind mantra is still, you are familiar with it. It still rings true here. There is, I got that one. There is another one too that is a looks to be of a merfolk-like creature with its arms out and all these different like waves. And then there also appears to be some really strange, hard to understand what the display is about. It's very abstract, and it just sort of looks like geometric shapes of like circles, squares, and cones and shit that are just floating. That is inside here. You see your buddy sees the tier 1. I gotta get his name back up. Taran. He's like, oh, I saw that. I saw that in my dreams. Come. He like grabs your hand like a little munchkin. He's like, let's see what this is.
Super interested. I'm about it. Show me your visions, Taran.
He's like, it was right. Oh, fuck me sideways. As he then looks behind, you can see inscribed on here is alchemy. Notes and alchemy. He's like, I fucking recognize this shit. This is in my dreams. I remember this. You see him go down. He takes out a little alchemist kit. He's like, give me a moment. And he starts messing around with this alchemist kit. What are you guys doing while Taran's doing that?
How does the actual... Is it a shrine tier? Or is it
yeah. Full shrine.
Oh. Is it nice? Looking good?
Yeah, they all seem to be in pristine condition.
Beautiful. I'll leave an offering.
Tink!
Does the Coralin one seem like grander than the other ones, or
yes.
is it
larger?
Okay.
The centerpiece, more lights on it.
Yeah, I'll just walk up to that one and see if there's anything on it.
The Coralin statue talks about like the like one of the most famous proverbs of Coralin that's like justice is blind, and none that run.
So are the
justice.
Valkyries.
Yeah. Oof. Oof. But the sentiments of like, you can't run from justice, and it gets everybody. Whether you're rich, you're poor, if you're evil or good, it'll find
Justice may be blind, but it ain't slow.
Or is it?
Anything else you guys want to do before Torin wraps up?
It's weird that there's alchemical etchings on the statue of Tyr, right? Like that's
it's like behind. So there, yeah, definitely. So there's like a pedestal, and the Tyr statues on it with the balances, and each of these have their like own little walls and alcoves behind them, and behind there in like red scratched into the wall is alchemy symbols. Small though.
And that's not. There's nothing like that behind any of the other ones.
Go ahead and make an investigation check.
I will thoroughly, with my +0 investigate it. That's a 9.
They don't appear to have anything etched into the walls. Some of the shadows in here are a bitch, though. So, like, 2 or 3 of them, you're like, maybe. Ralia, you can see the names of the gods you don't recognize and their planes if you so choose to. If that would be something you'd be interested in doing.
I'll definitely read everything again.
All right. The Goliath is Deus, the god of liberation.
Hell yeah, dude! Oh my god, that's oof.
The angel one is Hakdana, the god of angels. There is the one that is the weird shapes is Ibris, the god of plains. And there is another one that was angelic in nature, but it was like the wings were protecting, is Zodos, the god of protection. I will copy and paste these and put these into chat as well.
If Ralia sees Ulazal like trying to look for things, she'll try to help him with.
In the same respect, I'll say, because your passive investigation is going to be better than what he did, you don't see any of those markings either on the walls.
Passive investigation is a 17.
Easy enough. These are the rest you can see.
There are 2 names.
What's that?
2 names for Corlin.
Yep. This is the first time you've ever been exposed to 2 names for Corlin. Odazet is one of his name. Stella is another one for Timora. In the different names, because they have clearly different sects on here. So different people call the gods different stuff, and they're trying to be respectful of that as well.
Huh.
As Tarin finishes, he's like, okay, let's, I think he has a little concoction. You see, it's a very similar red to it. And he's just like, I'm telling you, I saw this in my dreams, and then I do this, and then I don't know what happens. As he pours it on the alchemy symbols, just sort of pitters down to the floor, and he's like, Well, I mean, it was quite the coincidence anyway, so it was really... And then the door fucking lights up in the arch, and it's just blue. You just see the shimmering blue behind you guys right now.
Did you just open a gate to Tyr?
I have no idea.
I'm going.
This looks just like the gate to Timora that you guys experienced in Fate.
I'm like already in there. I'm going.
God!
I see my chance. Sorry, get in here.
I guess we go in. Okay. Hopefully this is not, a bad one. Oh well. So you walk through. Does everybody walk through?
Of course. This is highly extraordinary.
You gotta see this.
As you guys walk through, you find yourself in an extension of the temple you are in, but the golds and the whites and the heavenly cloud vibe here, it feels like there's this constant warm sun that you can literally look in. It's like this continuous sunset, or I'd rather dawn, that is happening inside this area you're at, and you're in this very similar taste in some respects to what you experienced with Timora, but it has all the symbology of Tyr inside here. You guys find yourself inside an area where there is a giant scale, and there's little spouts at the bottom of each side, and water's flowing down from the spouts into a big basin of water that is like the centerpiece of this area. And all around, you can see all these different statues of individuals that were champions of Tyr inside here. You can recognize it's in common. All you guys can recognize what the writings are inside here. It seems almost like whatever it is in your default language, that's what's coming back onto you right now as you read. There are hallways that split to and front as they go down, but as you guys walk inside here, you can feel the glow above, and when you look up from the scales, it's all like a glass, almost like a greenhouse, but what do they call those architectural structure buildings that are like circular on top, that are like I looked up this name recently too. Oh no. Kind of think like one of our Capitol buildings without the giant point on top, but all glass, that's circular. And you can see just like this glowing orb above. As you guys walk in there, you feel this warmth, and all of you can hear inside your minds this warm voice that you are familiar with, Ulazal of Tyr, as you hear, "Greetings. Welcome to one of my temples. I have been waiting for you, Ulazal, and you, Tarin, for some time. You have been on a journey showing how the world needs to be rebalanced in our endless adventure and endless duty to bring balance to our world and the many worlds there are." Tarin just looks to you, Ulazal, and he just like, I thank you for your forgiveness. Lord, I thought I was beyond the forgiveness and beyond the your grace. So you have my deepest apologies. Tear comes back. It is all as it is. The world is in constant flux, and with balance comes other struggles, times of imbalance. You may have strayed from the path, but then you have found a way to rebalance yourself back here. And your duty's not done. I've called you here, as I need your help. There is something you must help to create, Taran. Yeah, who am I to deny God? Do you have anything to say, Ulzal? To God. Wait, I might... Oh, did I sync it or desync it? Wait, I might be able to do something cool. Wait a minute. Let me see if I can do this. You can think about what you want to do, and all of you guys can start putting 2 and 2 together. The clouds inside here are like floating through you. It's sort of like in video games when stuff just starts clipping through shit. That's what's happening to you guys in here, and you just feel a peaceful, this innate calm inside here.
When I return to Neverwinter, can it really be done? I mean, I know that we found Tar and he has the solution. He's a brilliant medical mind. But there was nothing I could do before. I don't even know where she is now. What do you want me to do? Would it not just be selfish to just bring her back just because I want to? Is that right?
Oh, fuck. Yep, okay, this isn't happening. This is... It's... that was... Anyway, of all things, it is understandable to doubt what can be after failure. In the past, such diseases afflicted many, but over time, many, both servants of Tyr and others of other faiths, pushed to find solutions to such problems. Taran found a solution to this disease. It is one that was not in existence before, sadly, cut your wife's life short. To bring her back may be selfish, or maybe enrich her for a better life. The decision falls on you, if you so choose. Forever where she remains is now in your hands. Seek out the balance in your heart, and that will lead you to the answer.
Whisper to Tara. It didn't sound like It didn't sound like he really answered the question at all. He just kind of.
Man, why the guys gotta be so cryptic?
She leans over. She's like, "Now this I'm very familiar with. Very familiar with this sort of talk. Why don't you give a non-answer? I'm supposed to find it on my own. They're all powerful. They sure don't go." Anyway.
Yep. I'm there. I'm so there.
Mumbling under their breath to one another.
Thank you. Showing me the light even in the darkest of places.
It was only because your mind was open enough to change, open enough to rebalance, that I was able to touch and help guide you onto a better path.
I'm going to use what remains of my life to refract that light and be that side of the balance. That's all I have left.
This is but your duty, as you have become one of my great champions, Ulazal. Look about this room. See with your eyes my many champions that have spread the balance throughout the ages. On the walls, you see monuments to a plethora of different species, of different races, all inside different sorts of armors that just reflect all the symbology of Tyr. And you can see toward the right side, there currently sits a statue of Ulza Uto without any armor on right now. Taran will be working with the many fates to outfit you for your armor that you will need to rebalance the world. I can't hear you right now. Are you muted? Oh, you're good. You're good. I hear you now.
So,
Okay.
Yeah, Reed. I don't know about everyone else, but it sounds like I only caught part of that.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
sounds. It sounds like you're like muffled.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Let me check.
It was like it
something.
sounded like he was on the other side of like a window or something.
Can you hear me?
It sounded better just now.
Oh yeah, we can hear you
Yeah.
now.
It's
It sounds
better
fine.
now.
It was just doing this weird thing.
I probably opened that program, fucked everything up. It's okay. Next time. I'll be closer. So, what did you miss? What didn't you hear?
The latter part, the statue of me without the armor is what I got.
Yes. That is why Taran is here to work with my many oracles to finish the armor you will wear to bring balance to our world.
That sounds like a pretty sweet gig compared to what you had, Taran.
Hey, yeah, sure does. That's a big step up from bondage slave fire lord to enchanter of God. Pretty good.
This is fantastic. Where does he need to go?
Taran, if you would walk into the hallway deep on your leftmost, you will find yourself.
Down the hall to the left.
As you walk, you will find yourself where you're meant to be. You see, Taran looks to you guys, and he's just like welling up. I'm not one for the. Anyway, thank you for rescuing me and giving me hope, Ulazal, and all of you. You showed me great kindness that I did not think existed in this world anymore, and you gave me hope again. That was I did not think was possible. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Hopefully we will meet again soon. Till then, as Taran turns and walks down the hallway, as soon as he gets past the threshold by about a step, you see him engulfed in this white and gold light and just disappears from your sight.
Do you think he's dead?
I don't know what he is, but I know that I'm jealous.
Ulza, I have but a gift for you. Walk up to my fountain and drink from it.
I walk up to the fountain, and I kneel down, cup my hands, fill it with water. And I drink that shit.
It could be poison.
And then shove your head in the fountain instead.
Yeah, I jump into the fountain. I become the fountain.
Cast water breathing just so you can start breathing it in.
Know that your faith is your strength. Know that my light shines over and through you, even on the pathways that may cause you to stray. There is always a rebalance that will bring you back to the light. And I give you more of my power, my champion, to help rebalance this world. Use this for more good that you can put out into this world. As you come up, you can feel this glow. Like you can see Ulzal's chest glowing, and then it, like the orb itself is almost like inside Ulzal of this glow and blur, and then it fades as it's inside him. Ulzal, you may now add the feat Power of Faith.
Let's go!
Power of faith.
Go, dude.
You never strayed.
I didn't, man. Never did.
Not since you heard it. He's like, yeah, I'm good. I'm in.
Power of faith. Whoa.
And you understand it and what you've just gotten completely.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's pretty good.
So it was all OP now?
Do I have access to all these spells?
If you have access to those spells, only you still have to have them naturally. So you don't just jump
Okay.
up to
Okay.
9th level. I think it's True Resurrection. You don't just get that. It's as soon if you cast them, it works that way now.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm. With that, Tyr goes, I wish you the best on your journey to bring balance to the world. For only a brief time, I brought you here, but now you must return to your world to seek out the answers.
Do I have to go back so soon?
You will be back in what will be but a blink of time.
Hey, Uzal, can you ask him a question?
Yes, I can.
He's at the fountain on his knees with literally God above him, and his friend is awkwardly feels like too personal. Probably shouldn't be here. And now Tully's just shouting across to you.
Hey, are you done with your snack?
Completely mine.
Yes.
What do you want to know? You could probably ask him. I mean, he can see you.
He's not my god, though. It's kind of awkward.
I mean, he's not. He's nice.
Okay. Hi, Tyr.
Hello, Tullius.
Oh, yeah, right. So he knows my name. That's cool.
I mean, he's God. What do you expect?
I'm looking for a bit of guidance, and I know I'm not really a follower of Tyr, but as someone who's probably on the same line of goodness, do you have any hints for finding someone of my
I
faith?
cast Find Plot.
I do not wish to overstep my bounds with followers of other faiths and divinities, but since you humbly request to find others of such a faith, you need not look further than beside you. There are others, and such they are drawn in the same way to the same questions you have. If all will be balanced, they will come across your path.
So we all should have asked the same question then, so it would be balanced. That makes sense. Got it.
One of us is secretly a champion of halal. Could be any one of us.
I mean, you have that like ice thing, so maybe maybe
it's him.
Tara is just grinning.
I want to mentally mark the appearance of all of the champion statues. I want to try and recognize as many of them as I possibly can.
Yeah, there is, I would say, inside this room, and they're sort of like, if you remember Origins from Call of Duty Zombies, where they had the statues of the characters at the bottom. It's basically those all the way, but all with the same heavenly light. There's at least one from every sort of race you've ever seen and maybe haven't seen. And there is, I would probably say, the better part of maybe 74 champions, 75 including you, in this hall.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, the fountain in front of you is fucking massive. It's like one of those, you walk into a lawyer firm where they have a giant globe that is way too big and way too much money. It's a giant tier version of that, in a sense.
That's fantastic.
If I see Ulazal going up and like inspecting them and clearly trying to like commit them to memory, I'll just walk up to him, put my hand on his shoulder, and say, "Please, let me." And I will go up to each one. It'll take a while, but
That's fine.
and I will cast Encode Thoughts to remember what they look like, wrap them up in a bundle, and hand it to Ulazal. And I'll say, "If you wish to keep track of these, hold this dear, and I will remember them."
It is a shit ton of names and a list I will get you guys later, if I remember.
You don't need to get them all.
We need all 74 of them.
In general, I will let you know specifically now, you have the knowledge of the previous 74 champions of tier, and you see yourself, the armor that's like almost translucent on you, the blueprint for it, everybody that was there for the Storm Giants recognizes it as the armor they saw in the vision. So Mosnell would see that, and I believe that's it, since Ares not there and Ralia wasn't present. So just Mosnell just like, I've fucking seen that armor. Saw it on that bitch. But it's on that guy now.
I'm excited.
All right.
I thought we were doing a quest for me. It turns out it was for you this whole time.
Yeah, thanks for the trick, Tellius.
You're welcome.
We come here for halal.
Fantastic.
Here came out of nowhere. That was crazy.
She works in mysterious ways.
There are many answers in which you seek inside that city. I return you now to it. Bring balance where you go. As you guys are basically ejected very nicely from the temple.
Gently ejected.
You guys are just outside of the shrine that is now faded.
Nice.
Everything's exactly as you left it.
That's great. Should we find like a Raven Queen statue? Like, who's next?
Feel great.
Yeah, that sounds fantastic to me.
All right, you guys.
Pop
I mean, I have met her before, though, so we're living close.
Well, way to rub it in. I mean, we can't all just meet our gods every day. I mean,
hey, you can just die. I mean, I did.
I mean, I think I met her because I died
Yeah, she's very nice. I mean,
twice.
I've met her too, actually.
I don't even know if I've met her.
She's very nice.
I definitely died, but
Too quick. You didn't get to go. They
So
don't even
no
bother.
recollection.
You fucker. They don't. Reapers don't even bother if a minute hasn't passed yet. They're like, let them fucking sit in darkness for a minute. All right. Let's see where this goes.
wow.
Let them fucking worry and try and figure that shit out. It was just black. Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
And
just
I
black.
came back. Yeah. Yeah. Funny how that works. All right, so you guys can leave the sun area. There's 3 other areas if you so choose, or you could fuck off and be done with this place.
I'm good. See you guys.
All right.
You visited sun, there is star, there is eclipse, and then there is moon.
Wouldn't
Right.
star be
Let's
the
try
right-
star.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at my, you get it.
Yep.
Wait, I don't. Could you explain it? And
Okay, so right, so
As you guys take the piss out of each other, you walk right in, clearly knowing what's happening. And as you walk inside here, you can see in the middle a giant stag statue. Next to it,
we're in the right spot.
you can see what looks to be this elf-looking individual with all these different like paintings around. You can see another one that is this weird amalgamation of like, it kind of looks like brush strokes of sorts, but like it came to life and off the paper, almost like a lava lamp of shit going on there. You can see another one that are all these arcane runes that are on all these different items that are in the marble. Like, they're basically floating, like they shouldn't be. The way it's one of those statues where one's leveraging the other to keep them up, so it makes it look like they should be teetering or they shouldn't be standing on their own. And it's all these different different sorts of icons, like a sword or a book or a cloak on there. You can see an individual cross-legged and sitting with what looks to be like a veil over, and so you can't make out the any facial features of it. It sort of all blends over, and the hands are cupping a frostborn star. You also see another one that is what the embodiment of what looks to be a oh god, what the hell? It was a giant, it looks like, as it seems to be lifting up some sort of weight. There is another one in here too that is actually right next to Zahir. You see these large wings, and they appear to be butterfly wings, and the hands are out, and iconography very similar to what you're familiar with the Raven Queen, but it's not at all.
Right, so we're in the right spot. I think for me, that's the Stag of Zahir, if you don't know. Hello, fellow star frostborn halal person. Hi.
You're just saying hi to the statues?
The individual.
The individual. Okay, so you walk up to that. You guys looking around, just easy enough. These are all the labels and names associated with the deities inside this room. Zahir and his other name, Horus, Fandar, Tezjun, Chibi Rosella, Halal, Horus, and Uten, or better known as the Butterfly Queen.
She's Queen of Fae. Don't trust her.
Life and Fae.
As you go up to the statue, it is there.
Are there any kind of alchemical symbols?
You can take a look, make an investigation check.
Yeah, we're all good at
do
this.
that. I would like to help him with that.
You should roll separately, because I rolled a 9 again.
21.
Does not appear to be any alchemical symbols here.
Huh.
Ooh,
Guess your god doesn't want to talk to you, buddy.
idea. Someone has to ride the stag. I know this is your thing, but I would volunteer if...
If it comes to that, Masno, I think we will let you know.
Okay.
You will be the first to ride the stag.
Yes. Okay.
Do not get your hopes too high.
Alright.
Tara looks to you and is like, I don't know. Tullius, what do you... What do you make of this?
It's certainly a holy area. What happened when I went up to that individual? Nothing happened?
You went up. I mean, it's there. Again, it looks like a feminine figure that is sitting down, holding the star inside her hand, and there's like a veil obscuring most of her features on her.
Wait, there's a person in here?
No, it's the statue.
Okay.
It's
like a statue.
Okay.
Is that
it's like Greek statues? It literally looks like skin and shit, but it's incredible how they, out of marble, they make it look like a fingers pushing in. That's what I'm saying.
Does the statue have the inscription for halal on it, or is it someone else?
It has halal frost goddess.
Okay.
And it discusses some of her tenets of faith, including humor and music are also associated with her.
Does she have an alternate name?
Not her. Nope.
Ha ha! She's cool. Get it? Okay.
I do.
Got it. Right, Tara. I think this is our spot. I think perhaps maybe I could lift the veil. Maybe. Is it movable? I don't know.
No, it's literally carved in. It's
just a card veil.
Yeah.
Right. Well, maybe I could touch the star. Does that seem bad? I'll do it anyway.
Mm-hmm. So you touch the star?
Yep.
As you touch the star, the world around you fades away, and you see this blistering cold all throughout, and you find yourself all alone until beside you, Tara's there, and she is touching the star as well, and she's like, "Oh, well, this is interesting."
Yeah, certainly worth the journey.
As you guys are in basically this endless ice expanse, in front of you, you can see a glowing and floating, sort of like, you remember Avatar: The Last Airbender? The Suki? No, what was the moon goddess? She ended up going to the moon and how she was glowing and floating over.
Yeah.
You see that exact thing, large scale, of what looks to be similar to the statue, except the veil is up, and you can see these elf-like face of what looks like to be halal.
I was just talking to Tara about how I wanted to lift the veil, and here you are. Hello. I'd like to apologize, by the way. I'm so sorry. I should not have even asked you, like, stupid, like, obviously just walk to another room and find you. Duh, like, you had it all planned out. Hi.
It's so wonderful to see you, my children.
Yes, it is wonderful to see you as well. This is quite an honor, I've been told.
I wish under better circumstances, as I grow weak, and what power I give right now is but brief. I know you have many questions, Tullius, and I can only grant so many. It is draining, Tullius. For every question you ask, it further diminishes my power. But
Jesus.
This is the first strong connection I can have with you. I am not talking in riddles for the very same reason. So please, choose your words wisely and to the best of your ability.
For once, I think I will be as quiet as I can. I'm going to let Tara ask a question. I had a chat with Sundril, and I think I know most what I need to do going forward.
Tara looks and... Am I truly your champion? Tara, you have been the most devoted champion I have ever had. I am sorry you have suffered so greatly, child. But in time, you will know it was worth it. You were the one that volunteered for such a path. that even I wish you wouldn't take. But here you are. That's all I need to know then. As you can see, tears streaming down her face right now. What do you got, Tullius? Anything?
I mean, I have questions, but I'd like to preserve my goddess's strength.
Time to fucking see which one's the one worth asking then. If I don't
Yeah. I know I said I'd try to keep it brief. I suppose my question would be probably for both of us. Why was stripping our memories necessary?
It was not of my doing, and it is not necessary.
Well, that is certainly an interesting factoid. See, this is why I didn't want to ask any questions, because now I just have more questions, and
You see your glow beginning to dim, but you can still ask more.
You should have got questions.
Is there aught we could do to restore your strength?
What'd you ask in the beginning of that again?
Is there aught we could do to restore your strength?
Yes. Defeat Ragnorum in the madness.
Done. How dim is she now?
Probably like, I'd say 40%.
What are the orbs of eternal harmony, and how are they wielded?
These are ancient artifacts used by the four elemental gods, most recently worshipped by the Minotaurs. They are used to destroy divinities, as they destroyed Retmar, who enslaved the Minotaur gods. Only deities can use such weapons.
Interesting. Tara, do you have anything?
I have everything I need, thanks to you, Tullius.
Very well. Will I see Melody again?
I certainly hope so. It is within the realm of possibility, but the choice will end up in your hands.
That's all I need to know.
I will not be able to contact you for some time, Tullius, but hopefully this is able to help.
Very much so, thank you. I will continue to grow stronger and spread the faith as best I can.
And most importantly, smite those that bring the wicked with them.
Yes, I've been doing quite a good job of that lately, thanks to you. Thank you very much.
You can see her smiling. Endure and survive. Bring those smiles to others' lives and fill them with joy. As the blizzard hits again, and you guys find yourself back in the temple.
I talked to God! And not your God, mine. It was cooler. Literally.
Tara's like, it's way better. Our God's way better.
Way better. No cryptic. We could just ask questions, get answers, and that was it.
I'm glad you're happy.
Yeah, it was great.
You guys seem supercharged. People who are talking to deities, just supercharged.
Whose deity is next? What you got? Wolfguard? Are we going there next?
Well,
You guys, so that would.
Man, we can just go to the next room.
Yeah, that.
Before we do that,
Moon.
I wanna.
I think this is just for champions. Me and Wolfie are just kind of buds.
I want to more closely inspect the Rosella statue.
Yeah.
And just see like what's going on there. You said there were like runes and stuff. Is that something that I can decipher, like what it's actually trying to say?
You can give me an Arcana check.
35.
These would be associated with the basic building blocks of learning enchantment. So easily you're able to recognize these. It's like the tenets of how you start a pathway to enchantments. Being the god of enchantments, it kind of goes hand in hand. And this is one of the forms. Obviously, with any gods inside here, they can take on a multitude of forms, and multitude of cultures have different perspectives on what they are and what their symbology is. This is just whatever this time in this world was, this is their symbology of these deities. Yep. All right, so you guys want to go to Moon? And we'll be wrapping up soon, but since we're here, we could probably do Moon and Eclipse if you guys want to dip into these.
Still
works.
All right. As you go into Moon, the entire place takes on changes. So when you guys went into, I forgot to say, this one, here's section here, this with the star. There was this glow that was consistent throughout that had a mix of colors of like blues and like the night sky and sunsets. So now you're heading into Moon, has very much like night sky atmosphere and a multitude of stars in the center, but branching out from that is all nature. As you can see in the center, a statue of Crutula. You can see next to it a statue of a wolf. You can see a rune of the storm. You can see Mugdis that you guys are familiar with seeing. And a fair amount of other ones that are inside here. I would say there is one that have all these cards that look familiar to the other group. They have all these like symbols on the back of them of hourglasses, and they're all similar to the enchantment room, all tipped on one another facing different directions, with on the other side of it has all these like shooting stars and stuff on the symbology of the cards. This is clearly the section for Crutula, the goddess of nature and wisdom, and otherwise known as the All-Mother. Reading around, I will say this is what you see, and the sea as well. A very Thassa-looking individual. Is also there. She's just at the bottom of my list here. Oh, I hit the wrong thing. Control Z. Control C. So you have Crutula, the All-Mother for wisdom. You have Pelor for architect, agriculture. Vox for storms. Mugdis, lizard, god of the hunt, for lizard folk god. Yunton for life. Wolf for the forest. Godos for fate. And Nasoi for sea.
Oh, is this the first time we're seeing a name for the storm?
Yes.
Yeah.
The association with the entity that is the storm is Vox.
Okay.
It is an entity.
Yes.
Anything you guys would like to do in here?
Milestone, do you want to try?
Yeah. Yep.
All right, what do you do, Miles, now?
I'm gonna walk up to the wolf.
Okay. His name
Sup,
isn't actually
Wolfie?
Wolf. I didn't update its notes. Is my bad.
Oh,
by
I
the
was
way.
like, I love how it's just wolf.
Yeah, that is. I recognize that as my
That's
bad.
funny.
Oh no.
I kind of like it better that way, though.
Wolf.
Like, what if Brian is actually right and everyone else is wrong?
Yaren. I had it right here in my notes. I just didn't update it. You can keep it as Wolf if you want.
Well, I'm probably not gonna call him Yaren.
Mhm.
And by that I mean I'm definitely not gonna call him
I'm 1,000%
Yaren.
okay.
Sup, Wolfie?
Do you put your hand on him?
Yeah.
As you do that, you find your hand goes through, and you find yourself standing where on that cliff where you remember he was bleeding and dying before.
Yeah.
You're back inside that area, and you can now see he is behind you, not on that cliff anymore, standing ethereally tall over you, its tail wagging behind it, and you can see it looking down at you, very Princess Mononoke style in a sense too. As it looks into your eyes, it goes, "Greetings, Mosnell. I see you in a place of strong connection."
It's like a ice temple thing. It's behind an ice wall.
That's interesting.
Apparently it's an ancient civilization.
Many rise and fall.
There's something about a city in the sky, and I don't know, I only heard half of what was going on.
Cities fell from the skies many, many, many eons ago. So what you have is something interesting.
So there have been multiple flying cities.
If the forests they crumpled are any indication, yes, there were multiple.
That's interesting.
Wolfie over here just being like frickin' rude, guys. Dropping your cities on my trees. My shrubs!
Each of these deities got their own priorities, let me tell you. He cares about the forest and nature, and
I love it.
not happy. That's how he's aware of this shit. He wouldn't even give a shit if they weren't crashing into his fucking forest.
Well, I hope Brian and I were able to clear things up for you.
An understatement. I thank you, Mosno. You've done a great service for us, and I continue to watch over you and Brian. You are terrific, and I appreciate you. If you were not already sought after by another champion, I would name you one of my own.
Another?
Auras surround mortals like you, and deities can take interest in certain mortals, hoping they follow and find the paths in which they call out to mortals like yourself. But you are always welcome, and you are a friend of the forest. You don't have to be a champion to be in good graces with other deities or to be favored.
That's good to know. I mean, I always thought, we could always, just, shoot the shit, whatever.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's cool. I like that. But there's someone else that's interested in having me be a champion or something.
It would appear. I can only read the divination auras around you. It does not tell me which deity, because then that can cause trouble among us.
No, makes sense. Well, I guess I'll have to find out. Maybe they'll reach out. But I won't forget about you. I promise.
I appreciate that. I'll always be watching wherever you walk in the forest, Mosnow.
It's good to know.
And hopefully you get a deity with an affinity for nature. That would be right.
That would be nice. I mean, I really like nature. I've lived in it like my whole life, so I think it would make sense.
Agreed.
Yeah, I don't know too many deities, so I couldn't even guess. I don't think it's Tyr or Halal. They probably would have said something. Oh wait, but Halal did say to Tellius that he only has to look to beside him, and I'm pretty sure I was beside him at some point today. Maybe he was trying to tell me something through code.
Ice would be a wonderful domain for you. I wish you the best if that is in fact the champion of choice.
What the fuck?
He's so jealous.
Oh man, you're totally right.
Oh my god. Please, no. Please don't lump me with this guy. No!
He's gonna start wearing this stuff.
Oh my god, no.
Scratches it into one of his hides, and it's just like poorly drawn.
This is horrible.
Fucking like
None of the points are the same length.
Oh no. Tara,
The
just
angles
like,
are all off.
no, it's not even the right color. Oh my god.
What is all I had?
No, not oh my god. Oh, our god.
Yes! Oh, this is amazing.
with that, you leave. And you come back from your discussion.
How'd it go?
Well, I think I found out some interesting stuff.
Oh, he's doing that stupid voice again. What'd you do? What did you say to your god?
No, I was just like, what's going on, man? And he was like, not
okay.
much, bro.
This is checking out. All right, here. What else happens?
And he was like, dude.
He said, "Dude." Your deity said, "Dude." He didn't use your full. He didn't use your name. Nothing. He said, "Dude."
You know, as much as I do not want to believe that he said, "Dude," if it is Mal's deity,
No, I'm with you, Raleigh. I'm with you. Keep going. Keep going.
All right, he was like, dude, great job, with the North thing. And also, I would totally take you as my champion. But some other guys got dibs, so nothing I can do.
Interesting.
Like, well, we can still hang out, right? And he was like, for sure.
Right, yeah.
A surprisingly accurate recount.
He's your deity is quite casual with you. Mine was
we're chill. We're bros.
Different gods for different strokes.
right. Yeah, I could probably be pretty chill with mine if she went like dying.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I'm curious if they get tired of being super like
serious, right?
Serious all the time.
Like imagine being Tia all the time, you know?
Well, I think the problem is that's what the followers expect. They're like, oh, I gotta act like that all the time.
Right, yeah.
If you just go in, you're just like, what's up, man? They're just like, oh, finally, I can relax.
Yeah, I unfortunately didn't have the time for that with my meeting, but maybe next time. Yeah, for sure.
So we're trying to figure out who my deity is.
Oh, yeah? You have any ideas?
Or at least, who's who is, who wants me as their champion or is interested.
Right.
And
You
we
don't
were
have
thinking
any idea who
maybe,
is interested.
maybe nature.
Well,
nature-
I mean, yeah. So maybe like the Raven Queen. Remember when you casted those spells? I heard a story. I think about that.
Yeah, maybe.
I think at the last
He is
centennial,
quite
I
gifted, yes.
I don't know too much about spells or death or anything, but it's
well, I
possible.
mean, death is a part of nature, right? Yeah,
I mean,
you.
I have killed a lot of people, so maybe the Raven Queen wants me to just kill a bunch of people. I don't know. But that's definitely a possibility. We'll put it on the list. But
The
then I
list. Oh my god. Fucking list.
But then I was like, wait. Halal said.
Wait, what?
Oh, hang
Here.
on, hang on, hang on.
Tyr said it.
Tia said that, I think. You were not with me for a hello discussion.
Tyr was talking about how you only need to look to those beside you to find other followers.
Right.
At first, I was just like, oh, that's interesting. It could be any of us. And then apparently some other deity wants me as a champion. And I was
Yes.
like, oh, maybe that meant me. And Wolfie was like, that would make sense. Snow, ice, you're all about that. I was like, yeah.
Right, yeah. Tara, what do you make of that?
Like top of the list.
Why don't
For,
you run
like,
into the other room and touch the star to find out?
Yeah, that's a good idea. You could test it while we're here.
Test it right now. All right. You sure it's not riding the stag though? Wait,
I
it
mean,
already worked.
You could try that too.
I'll go in the other room and touch the star.
Touch it. It's fucking cold, and you are resistant to cold.
I'm resistant to cold damage. I'm
Yeah.
immune to like being cold.
Yeah, so this feels fucking cold. But nothing else
Wow.
happens besides poking the cold star.
Well, it's cold. Well, that's probably the answer right there. Unless Halal is not ready to reveal this yet.
Yeah, she is weak, so maybe. You could just try touching everything in here and see what happens.
I'm gonna ride the
Slashing on
stag.
the stag.
It's gonna happen. I'm gonna try to ride the stag.
Oh, please, no, don't do that.
I'm riding the stag.
You're on top of
Oh.
the stag. Yep.
I'm so chaotic. I love it.
He does look glorious mounted on the staff. Yeah. I heard hey DM. Did someone not say that?
I said,
No.
does anything happen?
No.
All right. Well, it was worth a shot, and I get back down.
Yeah.
So not that one.
All right. Well, I don't feel like touching everything here, although I could.
You're welcome to try.
Oh,
No,
I could touch it.
I think we should let it happen organically.
What do you mean? We're in like the most sacred ancient place possible. Literally, 3 of us have contacted deities,
It's true.
like face to face.
It's true.
What better time than now, Marsna?
It's true. But I think it's Ralia's turn. She's.
You're right. She's the last one.
So I need to ride the stag then, you say?
Yes.
Yes.
I think you should.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Probably because it's trying to get up,
Maybe
and
there's
she
a
just
giant
realizes how
raven.
fucking big this stag is, and because he's tall, he made it look fine. Like, you start to get your leg up, and you're like not even to the fucking kneecaps on this thing. And you're like, what is this? What is this for tall people?
Tall people.
Maybe
Gross.
there's a giant raven that you have to ride.
Yes.
What's that?
Yes, perhaps.
Yeah. Well, so what's the last one? Eclipse?
Yeah.
Eclipse definitely sounds up Raven Queen's alley, so let's check it out.
All right. As you guys walk into the eclipse area, there are no statues. It is completely
Oh, no.
empty, and there are clearly places for a lot of statues here. Not a single statue's in the room.
didn't finish this one.
That is curious.
Probably is just gonna walk up to where a statue would have been,
Sure.
and cast commune.
There
Sure.
you go.
I can talk to a god too, at will.
I can do it whenever I want.
Yeah. What do you got?
She's just gonna ask. I get 3 questions, right? Is that
Yep.
how that works?
Yep.
Yeah. Were there ever statues here?
Yes.
They're removed.
Would your statue belong here?
Yes.
Third question. I don't know what to ask.
Do we hear you asking the questions?
I think I am speaking outward.
You can. It's fine.
Maybe you could ask why it was not included.
I think it has to be
Is it yes or no questions, I think.
It's yes or no, yeah.
Do you know why it was not included? I'm really good at these.
She said that the statues were here.
Yeah, he's asking, do you
Why
know?
are not
why-
anymore?
But then she would just say yes. And
Yeah, and then you
still
could,
leave
you
the
know,
question of why.
Well, then
you would know who to go for knowledge.
one of us. All right, one of us can die, and then we'll ask her in person.
Right, yeah, okay, so you stabbed Uzal.
We should do that. That's a bad idea.
Wait,
Even
I'm
I.
glad you see that.
Well, I suppose it does not hurt to ask anyway. Maybe a better question is the city that we are currently in. Are there living beings who still preside here?
that's a great question. Way better than mine.
No.
No.
Does that... she said no?
No.
Does that mean that we're dead then?
Well, we do not reside here. We're just here.
I just had to make sure.
And then I'm just gonna look around to see if there's anything left. Is there rubble? Is there
Fucking
like
spotless.
it's just
It looks
completely
like
empty?
Just the statues aren't here anymore.
Hmm.
No labels, no signs. All the stuff is just missing in this section.
Mhm.
Do you even see like little like imprinted squares where each one used to be?
No, they're like circular and flat on the pedestals. Like anything could just be propped up there. You could put a fucking like tic tac on there and be like, "Whoa, look at the art! Oh my god!"
Wait, are there pedestals?
Yes,
Oh, there's pedestals.
Hey, that's a
How many-
good idea for an art exhibit.
How many pedestals are there?
there are.
I'm just curious.
Yep. 26.
Holy shit!
Can I take off my crown and try to put it on each of the pedestals?
Sure, you're able to, but
Yeah.
nothing
Nothing happens.
connects. It seems like the shrine would be the point of
Right.
divinity connection versus you like trying to be like, is this the place of divinity and her coming to you? It's they got to be properly prepared in magical spells and such. I mean, this place doesn't even transform when you guys walk in here either. It's just like bare white. It's clearly an exhibit that isn't finished or was finished and was removed, or there's clearly something wrong, or not like inherently, but just not like the rest.
Well, do I know anything about the fourth major god?
You can make a
Anything
religion
at all?
check.
Okay, I will do that.
I'm sorry.
24.
You just know there's a fourth one. You're certain there's a fourth one. Everyone knows there's a fourth one.
But no one ever knows what the fourth one is.
Yeah, it's just sort of those things that's just like, you just sort of say, maybe there wasn't a fourth one. But then why would there be
Well,
four
it seems almost
rooms?
certain that there are four.
There should be, right? So,
There's four.
I'm gonna look around to see if there's any clockwork mechanisms or anything like that.
sure.
Even like before the entrance of the room and anywhere inside the room.
Give me
What if the
investigation.
fourth one is Sundrel? I've cracked the code.
What if the fourth
Natural
one
20 for a 27.
was destroyed?
I would say... there's no clockworks in the room and just outside the room either. This is very much a shrine. It's very much like, let people do their thing. Don't bug them with our technologies. You get the sense like people of faith probably aren't thrilled to be in this fucking city if they're faithful. So they don't need more of it in their holy places.
Right.
And each of these like shrines have like areas for people to sit and worship, you know, in privacy, relative privacy, even though they're all lined up next to each other. There's like little bits of dividers. It's very unintrusive.
Like a
it's
hedge
very
or something.
natural. Yeah, it's very natural the way it happens and the way these sections are divided up. But clearly they don't need a lot of people. There's only seats for few because they didn't need many.
These pedestals, do they seem completely affixed to the ground, or are any of them not attached in any way?
They all seem affixed to the ground, and they're all a carbon copy of one another. It's all,
So when there was so the other ones, were they standardized as well, or when they had like...
and the statues were placed upon them.
Right.
On those pedestals.
But
so standardized, like in this room, underneath is basically what you recognize in the other rooms, and statues would go on top of what's in this room.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like the one for Coralin, would that be bigger than the other ones, or the one for Zahir?
Absolutely.
Those were all bigger. So is there a bigger one in this one as well?
There is one bigger one in this room.
Okay. Well, I do not know what goes here, but whatever it is, surely someone either does not like it, or they are playing some trick on us.
Well, I'm sorry you didn't get to have a face-to-face with the Raven Queen.
I have
Seems
done it before.
Seems kind of unfair that you got left out, you know?
Yes, well, I will do it again one day, and as we all will, so I am not too afraid.
Nah, not me. I'm gonna be an ice block when I die.
This is interesting.
I want to be an ice cube.
Yeah.
My soul transcends my body and then becomes an ice cube.
And on that, unless anybody has anything else they want to do, that's where we're in tonight's session.
No, that's good.
Okay.
Oh man.